coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge. Tonight, the round of 8 continues as the FLCC gets itself set with a trip to Talladega Superspeedway to see who's the most super and who's going to be able to conquer its speedway. Tonight's action is here on Maconi Entertainment, here to bring you action from all types of racing, including this series and many others. No matter what you are racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince. Alongside the booth for tonight is Kirk Mills. Our producer this evening is DJ Lyon, who's using cameras provided by Whiplash SimCams. Tonight, it's the last race of the King of the Superspeedway series. But better yet, it's the middle portion of the round of 8, Kirk. A lot of different championship conversations to talk about as these drivers look to see who can conquer a superspeedway.
Absolutely right. We got a crazy amount of statistics coming up here for you tonight. It's going to be a wild race, and it's the one wild card in this playoff. Look at this. Adam Benefiel, last in this particular graphic, shows him right at the bottom of the cut line, and he's going to go further. He's not actually starting tonight. He has a prior commitment to go do something with his son, so that obviously takes precedent. In this case, he will have to try and go back and win at Martinsville next week to try and make this work. But look at this. We got Clayton Hoffman, Lucas Hoitzman, Jonathan Delaney. These guys have been class acts of the field all year long, and they're below the cut line. All because of last week, which was absolutely wild. So many cars having problems in the playoffs, and now it all comes down to this. We got Matt DeCiani, Paul Hill, and Andrew Dyson all trying to fight to stay above the cut line. Dyson's got a lot more help than Paul or Matt, but either way, this is the wild card, and anyone can win their way in.
Absolutely. So much can happen here tonight. Here's the best. The rest, by the way, for those curious, Robert Miller still has that advantage by 15 points over Tanner Marti. Stephen Williams, 16 back. Bobby Anderson, hit or miss throughout this run, is a minus 32. The rest of the drivers battling out to see who can be the best on postseason runners, while some of the drivers have some major separation or have not been here in the past while. But remember the last time out, it was Nicholas Vroman who was able to come away with the win after what seemed to be a race for the Bigfoot machines early on. But in the end, Nicholas Vroman was able to outplan and outspeed the others to lock himself into the Championship 4 at Phoenix in a couple weeks' time.
Exactly right. He's got to feel so dang happy about that. He starts 31st tonight, chilling out in the back to start things off. 188 laps, full-length race around Talladega. 60 laps for the first stage, 120 for the second one. 17x on incidents, so you got to keep your car in one piece for the entire run of this race, and I can tell you right now, that is going to be a tall ask for most of these guys. I got 33 cars, some of the best drivers in all of iRacing out here trying to compete for a championship, trying to compete for a chance to win at a high level, and it's all going to be brought to you here live on Maconi Entertainment.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to say the very least, expecting at least one pit stop per stage here this evening based on the distances. So we'll have to see how some of the drivers manage their fuel loads and make sure they can get to those stops before everything goes wild at the end. But practice just came to a close now here at Talladega Superspeedway, which means we're moments away from your starting grid. 33 starters here tonight. The question is, which one come away as the winner? We're about to find out how they will start tonight. Your fastest and final practice, Alex Murray, the only driver in the 48.5s, but it is Talladega. Anything can happen, and anyone could win. Drivers are now heading the starting grid now. Let's find out how things looked from qualifying. As they gear up at the front of the field, some RHM machines get the chance to control things up towards the front. It's going to be Ralph Hutchinson. Starting alongside him is Sean O'Brien Jr. Some people have been talking about in the chat in what's the craziest thing that could happen. Some people have said Sean O'Brien finishing second or first. We'll see if he gets one of those tonight. Then, run number 2 tonight. That'll feature Lucas Hoytsma. Jacob Simpson will be starting towards the top of the scoring pylon in 4th. 5th spot tonight goes the way of Paul Gallimore. Matt DeCiani starts alongside in 6th position. 7th goes the way of Patrick Gitter. Jonathan Delaney, he's the top running driver when it comes to the King of the Super Speedway Challenge coming in. He'll start in 8th. He has had 4 runs inside the top 5 of them. Dave Hoytsma and William Owens, the top 10.
Starting in 11th, Thomas Kulmacheski, followed by Nolan Hodson. And then starting in P13 will be Daniel Llewellyn, followed by Chris Davis. 15th tonight will be Dustin Hall, followed by Andrew Dyson, who won the Xfinity race yesterday in a wild finish. Tanner Marty in 17th. And 18th will be Alex Murray, fastest in practice. 19th will be Rich Kleinman, and to his outside will be Devin Medeiros.
21st goes the way of Evan Mesnar tonight. Tyler Hunter will start all the way back in 22nd. Jim Schofield starts 23rd. Joseph Galata, for the first time in a while, not starting on a pole. He'll start in 24th instead. Joseph Tucker, a rare appearance for the ESC car with Alex Princeton alongside of the top 26. Towards the tail of the field, Matthew Boston Wheeler and Paul Hill have to start all the way back for 28th. Stephen Williams and Brandon Hastings are your top 30. When come our starters, Nicholas Roman locked in. He can do whatever he wants tonight. Clayton Hoffman looking to stay comfortable in the back. And winner driver Cameron Stone returns to the field for the first time in a bit. He'll start shotgun. So the field getting itself set to go here, Kirk. Real quick keys as you see your temps.
It's all about staying out of trouble. You got a long way to go. 77 degrees out there, 90 degrees track temp. That ain't going to matter. Tires ain't going to be that big of a deal, except for when you're coming off pit road. But right now, we're about to come out of turn number 4 here in Talladega, the biggest, baddest track in the land. It's one of my favorite places in the world to go and watch a NASCAR race. They're going 190 mile an hour plus into the corners, all the way around on the back straightaway, hitting speeds up to 200 miles an hour. You're going to see that pace car diving on down into that pit road. Here we go from Talladega, baby. Here we go. Up front, Ralph Hutchinson going nice crawl through this section here. And we are getting ready to go back underway. Here we go. That restart zone right there on the bottom of the racetrack. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys, from Dega.
Good start as they make their way down the back straight away. Hutchinson and Hoytsma stay hooked up the outside. Did not get rolling. Not the best of runs so far in terms of momentum up there. Watch to see how long it takes to build up speed there. But the inside line, the place you want to be, the top 8 are now on the insides that come to the trial vault.
The outside line just did not go on that initial start. You could tell 65 started second place, but look at where he is now, all the way outside the top 10, side by side with Daniel Llewellyn. So long way back they dropped, and that outside line just does not seem to go the right way out of the gate.
Yeah, you can see the attempts by Simpson, but again, momentum not coming 3 wide. Nolan Hodgson forcing it. Jonathan Delaney trying to block it off. And William Owens is the one who gets shuffled out from it. Heads up play by the 65 and the 2. But obviously Delaney not wanting to play games. If you leave a gap, people will try and dive through it tonight.
Absolutely right. William Owens had a great qualifying effort, one of the best of his career on super speedways, but looks like he's going to get shuffled out after the 12 car found a way through. And he was able to find a hole, but it looks like he's gotten right in front of Hoffman and Vroman now. So they have gotten single file still in the outside lane, and he's found a way down to the bottom right now. I think that the outside line is starting to lose some, participants. I think we're getting this long single file line down to the inside starting up, but I only see 2 cars trying the third lane to make it work. Look at it's Hoffman. And Roman trying to make the third lane work just behind this.
Indeed, we're seeing everyone just get all shuffled together here. Look at this. Hoffman already going up to the mid-pack with the outside, the third line. You normally don't see too often in some races. If you put the effort down, you can take a 3-4 wide here at Talladega. It just takes a lot of confidence and a lot of teamwork. Right now, the 92 and the 95 seem pretty dead set on trying to move that third line and getting to track position on raw speed.
Man, I got to say, that outside line, we did not see it work very well in the spring, but right now, they're actually gaining a little bit of ground. This 3x3 method right now seems to be working, but whether or not they get up to the front, that's just a matter of patience. Right now, we got Cameron Stone right behind that car there. You can see them in the 57, started dead last today. In the 81 of Brandon Hastings goes up occasionally to try and give them a little more draft, but looks like that middle lane is starting to disintegrate. You just saw Nolan Hodgson in that pink car go down to the bottom line.
Yep, Nolan Hodgson preferring to run the bottom right now. So the back of the field is where people are trying to make some ground, but the outside just not making the speed up as the field is wanting. As you would expect in a race like this, track position, something you can pick up on later on, Kirk, normally. We've seen a lot of people already move up double-digit spots, mind you, in this race. But it's also one where if you don't play your cards right, it can be tricky to gain some of that ground rapidly. It takes a gradual gain sometimes, you were saying.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, right here, we just got 4 cars jumped out of line. Tyler Hunter, Nolan Hodgson, Joseph Galata, and Paul Hill. I think all of them are buddy-buddy, and they're all marching their way towards the front, and more people are tagging on. Look, you got the 7 car of Alex Murray tagging on. 65 is Sean O'Brien Jr. on there, and Jacob Simpson in the 2. Also trying to help that outside line. They were on the bottom riding for a long period of time, but now those 4 cars have decided they want to try and make a shot towards the front.
Yeah, you see those drivers are expected to work together. Those drivers all part 1110 Esports in this series. Just run when it comes to Bigfoot Chassis Collective outside the series. So, not a surprise to see them hook up here and try and get that outside working here a little bit. It's the view from the BMP car at Gallimore, who runs the bottom. Teamwork, critical if you want to make ground, and it looks like that outside line's momentum just died off. They're running about an hour or two slower than the inside groove.
Yeah, there's not a lot of momentum on that outside line. Oh, look out, 26 Paul Hill lifted a little bit, trying to make sure that the next car was on the bumper. But look at Matt DiCiani trying to lead the outside lane. That is quite the risk right here, choosing to try and get up to the top. That might be something that can bring that outside line to the front now that the 99, who might have a warmed engine right now, might not be able to push as hard as the 99, who had been leading that line for a while. The 26. And now that they've done that, here comes Patrick Gitter to the top as well.
Yeah, Gitter trying to see if he can take his Fortress machine to the point. As a teammate with DiCiani helping now lead that pack as they take over the teamwork and the control of that outside line. And having coordination like this so critical. What's that communication like normally for you in these types of races? And we're seeing the Fortress cars get the outside to go.
A lot of the time they just know, hey, get on my back bumper and push. And if you get loose, don't worry about it. Just keep pushing. Right now that's working for the 21. He's going to come to the outside off turn number 4, and he's going to lead a lap at Talladega. All right. We know Patrick Gitter can win on these super speedways, and they both clear down to the bottom. New leader, Patrick Gitter and Matt DiCiani will pull into second, as that outside line looks like it's going to try and make another pass right here, right now. This ain't over. Paul Hill now trying to go for the lead on the outside.
Yeah, trying to get the run now as the Fortress machines control the inside. Over Hill, one of the drivers in the postseason. Gitter, not. And this is now trying to control both lines here for Fortis. How about that? Gitter trying to block the outside. That's something we usually see when top drivers want to control the momentum and prevent the outside from taking over.
Yeah, what I can tell you is that we saw this exact situation play out in Daytona in the spring. That 21 car really knows how to lead at the super speedways, and I mean, it's kind of uncanny how good the resemblance here to the 21 car in the Xfinity Series. He's going up to the top lane this time. Paul Hill's going to give him a shot in the back bumper, and he's still going to hang on to the lead as they head through turns 1 and 2. I think that this is a very smart move for the 21 to try and keep control of this race. You get to miss them if you're up here, but look at that, going right back down to your teammate just like that. And this is how it's going to be side by side now as Paul Hill has the run and the advantage heading into turn 3.
Side by side they go. By the way, technical issue, Devin Medeiros. He's off track, 32, still run. Only one car has lost the trap to the pack, Chris Davis. Everybody else still stays up front. The outside just died off with the need to cool the temperatures by the drivers on the outside. And the inside yet again rolls forward. And there isn't tape on these cars in the next gen machinery, Kirk. Has been for a few years now. But you still have to be careful on pushing for too long. You can still cook the motor because the way you push basically seals the motor off with the bumper in front.
Absolutely, it's exactly right. It goes from 0% tape to 100% tape whenever you're pushing. So really does heat up the cars. And I tell you what, one of the worst sounds you could hear is when a motor blows right in front of you and you can't avoid it. So it's important to remember to always keep an eye out for that. As we're here finishing out lap number 11 into lap 12, I mean, these guys up front doing a masterful job of controlling both lanes.
By the way, Medeiros is now back on the racetrack for the technical issue, 33rd. Not going to have the draft. Gitter trying to help control things for Fortis. And this is usually where teamwork is critical. To be able to control both lines inside and outside. But the problem is the outside's just got too strong of a run. Even with the move down by Gitter, Paul Hill gets the edge up top. Will they take the dive down? Yes, they will. So Galati and Hill now control the pack.
New change of scenery up front. You see that now? Once you have that happen to you, the 21's only chance of getting back out there is by pushing that 26 far out in front and being able to make a move to the outside line. That's his only chance he's going to have of not getting blocked in on the bottom of the racetrack. You're going to see drivers like that for the rest of the night. Ralph Hutchinson started on the pole. He's fourth car in line on the bottom, cannot go anywhere. But that push coming the 12 car, is he going to be clear? Look out, Galata. That was a checkup and a half in the entirety of the bottom lane. Some folks are still trying to check up to avoid contact. Look out. There might be wrecking in the back. They got to be very careful. Huge checkup all the way through. They were able to keep it straight.
And some of the drivers were scrambling, but we hold on for now. When Hodgson now looks for a turn to lead some laps up front. See some of your biggest movers, shakers. Galata up 23. Hill 26. 25 when he's behind Hodgson. And when Hodgson, for reference, when he's up front, is in double digits as well, as it looks like. Going to be Hunter dropping to the back of the field.
Yeah, hate to see it for Tyler. He was doing a good job with the outside line. He just had to go up to the top, and he's losing a lot of momentum. He's got to get back in before he loses the draft. We saw that earlier happen to Chris Davis, which is why he lost the draft. He got shuffled up into the third line and didn't get enough chance to hang on to the draft, and now he's probably going to have to fight from behind for the rest of the night.
All of this is while Alex Murray tries to work with the 12 machine here, trying to figure out a way to push them forward here. Alex Murray, we talked about his speed in practice, one of the drivers that had to pay the price for Mississippi races with real-world commitments for the postseason. Still good on the super speedways here. Precision Speed Solutions backed machine. Looking to try and be a good worker on the push. The 7 has been very solid at pushing this 12 this run.
We've seen that 7 car have a lot of speed in practice. Not sure exactly how this is going to translate to the race, but so far so good. Still running top 10. But if you're looking at some other guys, that's been I think the ones that's really standing out to me so far, Dave Hoytsma. He started up in the top 10. He's still running in the top 20 right now, sitting in 16th. But man, anytime I see Dave up there, you just know he's having a good day. I like seeing Dave up there, and I hope he stays up there for the rest of the race. But he's right now running on the bottom right there. You see that Maconi setup shop Chevrolet there. We always like rooting for him. He's a good guy, really kind gentleman too. Right now, stuck on the bottom lane, can't do much, but keeping the car safe, which is number 1 priority.
Yeah, just trying to give himself an escape route if necessary, should say. As Cam Stone, one of the Conti drivers from earlier on in the season, moving on down there in the line. Started tail end of the field. Now up to the mid-pack at least, as they will lap Davis. So some drivers taking a 3-4 wide with Davis.
This was going to be inevitable. You knew it was going to happen. Luckily for them, I think they know how to handle the lap traffic like that. And the 74, I believe, will be able to hang on to the draft this particular time. So he'll only be 1 lap down. He should be the lucky dog if we get this caution for the stage, if nobody makes any mistakes on pit road. That's all warranted that, or if we see a caution. So he's just going to have to ride around in the back and hope for the best. Not much you can do whenever you go a lap down at Talladega.
Meanwhile, Galana with a big advantage up at the front of the field. We're about halfway to the fuel run, give or take, by the way. Some of the estimates say can go an extra about 25 more laps if they push it. So it becomes the question here, do you try and split it up the middle and save yourself a little bit of gas time and take 2 tires? Do you try and take the top off later and take the 2 tires then? How would you plan out the strategy for pitting soon, as we are approaching quickly that point of pit stop soon?
Yeah, I'll be honest, that pit stop idea is not really something I even think about that much in Talladega, other than it depends on where you're running too, because if you're a driver like Joseph Galata, you're leading this race, you're doing everything you can to try and defend the lead, and man, it's just something that 99 is so dang good at doing. We've seen him up front in the last every race he started in, he's at least led 1 lap. That guy is just on another level. As they're nearly 4 wide back in the back of the pack, Tyler Hunter going 4 wide just behind this, was able to find a hole to get back in. Sorry, just had to mention that and to make sure that there was no incident back there. But if you're up at the front like Galata, like I was saying, you got to make your own choices on that. I think that you get fuel only. You avoid getting any tires whatsoever. Tires are unnecessary at these big super speedways. At the stages, sure. If you get a caution, sure, you can get tires. Whatever your plan is. But if you want track position, and if you got green flag pit stops, then you got to be able to get just fuel only. So you keep that stop as minimal as possible. However, if you need a lot of gas to get to the end, maybe 2 tires is okay. It's your choice, as it looks like we got a new lead group up at the front.
Yeah, how about that little push we just seen there from the Forces cars? Once again, Gitter and DeCiani take control of the pack. And talking about some of the things when it comes to speed, showcased by DeCiani. It's one of the drivers in the championship run. At about a top 5 on the super speedways, yet to win on one. Question is, can he hold on here tonight with his speed to get himself points here? DeCiani only had a +4 advantage over Jonathan Delaney coming into tonight.
Yeah, and he's running right where he needs to be. He needs to be at the front of this field all day long. That is his goal. He started in 6th tonight, and something about him, think about this, in the spring he finished 5th. Talladega is one of his better tracks, but when you look at his super speedway starts, he started in 3 of them. His average starting position is 11th, but his average finish across those 3 races is 4th. This guy is a super speedway master. He knows what he's doing. He has the highest rating finish out of anybody in the series on super speedways. So this is exactly what DeCiani needs, a track like this to be able to help him out. Statistics scream he's going to be the guy to beat. He got a top 5 in all 3 of his super speedway races this season so far. So amazing. But take a look to this outside line right now. We're getting a new name popping up, and it's a driver that hasn't raced on the super speedways at all this year. Joseph Tucker, being pushed by Andrew Dyson, who won the Xfinity race yesterday, is trying to make the outside line work.
Yeah, fighting hard to be able to get that line to do something, anything at this point. Thing is, it just hasn't been working that way much of the night so far. Devin Medeiros, he'll fall an arrow lap down, by the way, gets passed by the field. He'll be 2 laps down that situation. So, in a cycle for now. Talking about that Canadian Super Speedway Championship, Jonathan Delaney, we talked about, leads the points. Has 6 points up over Matt DiCianni for that. DiCianni, we didn't, as we said, hasn't won yet. But Lucas Hoytsma, that 97 machine, middle of your screen right now, just about, has been doing well tonight so far. Already one-time Super Speedway winner. I believe we won last time at Talladega, in fact. And it has 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s on the super speedways. The 97, just biding his time for now. We know he loves this type of racing and does well at it.
Absolutely right. With 5 below the cut, though, he needs to start getting a move on. He needs to find his way up towards the top 5, top 10, or try to win this race at the end of this thing. But right now, he's in a position where I don't think even stage points are really a discussion quite yet, just outside the top 15. Oh, here comes pit stops. A lot of cars are coming down.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this is an interesting play, possibly it is, because this allows them to take the short fuel now and then run the tank out, Kirk, instead of wait later on and then take the short fuel.
Well, we'll see how it works out as everybody else in the main pack has gotten single file, and I know what their brains just switched to. Mash the gas and make sure you gap them. Try and make them regret pitting. That is the goal. But everybody here that's pitting has got to be thinking, I got to get out with everybody else. You do not want to lose this draft. Dave Hoytsman gets out there. Llewellyn joins them. Alex Murray's there. And it looks like that they are going to be getting back going once again. But the leaders coming off turn number 4 right now, looks like I don't see anybody else choosing to head down pit road. We are still staying green, single file for the most part on the front straightaway.
So, Jonathan Delaney, Sean O'Brien, Jacob Simpson, Lucas Hoytsma, Ralph Hutchinson, Alex Murray, Dave Hoytsma, along with Daniel Wallen, and Matthew Boston Wheeler, all are part of that pit stop wave. For those curious, they, for the most part, are together. 6 of them, of the 8, maintain the draft. Dave Hoytsma just picked up a black flag, though. The 09. It's called for a penalty from the pit stop sequence, I believe involving the boxes for the 09. So, Dave Hoytsma has to come back down.
Yeah, I saw that. I was a little worried about that, hoping he didn't clip it, but it looks like he did. So the 09 car, a little bit of a problem there on pit road that time by. Looking at it again, it looks like that he exited through multiple boxes, more than 6 boxes it looks like, barely clipping the 6 box when the rule here is only 3 is allowed. So Dave Hoytsma, rough break, having to come back from that. Hopefully by the end of this thing, be able to get his lap back and get back involved in this one.
So the 09 come down in the next few laps. You see everyone work behind Delaney. Gitter, meanwhile, holds on to the lead group as they have lapped Matthew Boston Wheeler, who did not keep up with his competitors with the draft. So a couple stragglers will have to hope for a bit of luck here. So this run continues on almost halfway through the stage coming up here in a few laps time. So this is where the patience game comes into play, where you just ride and save the fuel, Kirk. Lots of opportunities to save gas when you're single file like this.
You could really save a whole bunch of gas doing this. That's what the majority of this even is. Most people know that they can drive 3-4 wide if they really want to. They can go up there and do whatever, but they know they're going to save the most fuel staying in a single file line all the way around the bottom of the racetrack. Now, if we're taking a look at lap times, here's the thing that we got to be able to tell you the difference for. The leader of this big pack right here, Patrick Gitter, this time by when he crosses a stripe, we're going to check his lap time and then check the person who's leading the second pack, which is Jonathan Delaney. So this time, the 21 car just ran a 49.225. Jonathan Delaney, 49.415. They are 0.2 a lap slower than this lead group, even when the lead group is saving gas. So right now, that means that 6 car and everybody in that second group is going to be hoping and praying for something to happen before the end of the stage, as it looks like that they are now swapping positions in that second pack. But very long single file line. It's all strategy right here. So don't think that they're just chilling out waiting for the end. No, they're just trying to make the best opportunity for their car to win this race. That's the only way that you could describe it, really.
So all of them try and sort things out in this line. Right now, amongst the top 5, Gitter, DeCiani, Hodgson, Galata, and Hill, for those curious. 22 cars strung together, and there is a bit of a risk for Kleinman, for Hall, for Princeton, Medeiros, and Llewellyn to lose touch with this main pack. You see them in the background. So hard, once you lose that draft, to find a way to close up unless you get the luck of the caution flag. I think they'll get the luck of the checkup to keep them in the draft, though, as we see some of the differences on intervals between the packs. 41 seconds right now. That's because this main pack is still 0.2 quicker than those who just pit.
Luckily for Rich Kleinman and the rest of those guys, they were able to catch back up to the back of the field, and they are going to be there. And also, I got to say a little shout out here. I found out that I have been saying Jim Schofield's last name wrong for this entire season. Apparently it's Schofield is how he pronounces it. He told me that yesterday. I wanted to make sure we give him a shout out. He's right now running on the bottom lane, getting a shot from the 73 of Evan Mesnard. So Schofield, and that driver is having quite the year on and off. He comes and races from time to time, and just having a good time out there right now on the bottom of the racetrack, sticking with the lead pack. That's him right there in the middle of your screen.
47, up 8. Just
you know, it's
himself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. You know, it's funny. Our other commentator that comes in here, Ron, he pronounced him as Shoefield. I remember seeing that. I just had to give him some crap. I think it's kind of funny. But it's Schofield. That's it. That's it. We've got it now down pat. Single file down the back, lap 31. We're trying to get to lap 60. That's the end of the first stage. So we are officially past halfway in the first stage here for the full-length Cup Challenge round of 8 at Talladega.
All right, so now will we see any people dive down? The answer is no. It looks like most of the field is going to try and go for the short field on their pit stops coming up here. No major troubles for anyone in terms of checkups. Among some of the drivers that are in this pack that, well, need some points here to help things for Martinsville. Andrew Dyson is amongst those heading up towards the front. His dirty self entry, you see him in the choo-choo train, is in the top 10, up 9. Highest out of those running in points, not locked in for the postseason for the championship 4. He's been a winning driver a lot this season on the road courses, doing well tonight on the super speedway to start as he sparks up a lot.
Yeah, but the one thing about the 41 that is kind of unorthodox right now, he's running in 7th. Thinking about that, his average running position over the last 3 of his starts is actually 22nd. So he's having a great day compared to what his stats are. If you look at his best and worst tracks, super speedways, according to the statistics in the full-length Cup Challenge, are his enemy. He has a higher average incident per the races. We got a caution out, wrecking on the back straightaway.
And it involves some of the drivers who already pit.
Hoytsma.
Lucas Hoytsma specifically is the wrong way around. And we're under caution, and this will scramble things a little bit here after a triple car tandem gone wrong.
Wow. 6 car Delaney was also involved with that, but only just barely, just sliding. I think that everybody involved in this accident was relatively unscathed, but in reality, I think that caution saved the majority of them, with the exception of Lucas. Lucas was unable to get his car back going before he got lapped, so I think he will be a lap down. But everybody else here will most likely get back, stay on the lead lap. This wreck helps them.
Yeah, let's take a look at this from Delaney. Well, we did take a hit to the front nose in this situation. Oh, he took a hit to the front nose, but to the bumper of the car in front. Oh man, Murray!
Murray flying like a eagle through there. That's awesome.
Let's take a look at this for Murray. Sean O'Brien Jr., by the way, did pick up damage to the front nose, so I have to get the repairs done. As pick a lane, any lane.
There are at least 13 of them. You know, you can pick one. That's pretty good. But now we got pit stops for real. Now those guys that stayed out, those guys that chose to pit early, the ones that have yet to pit, they are going to stay out and inherit the lead. I think the majority of the field is going to come down and get fuel this time by, and with the exception of those that have already pitted. So this wreck helped that entire line more than anything could. I think it's going to benefit them at the end here.
So should expect the full wave here. Well, majority wave is the better way to phrase it. As Gitter will lead them on down, and the field will get shuffled as a result of this caution flag. Should see a lot of either 2 tires or no tires here as well, since it is Talladega. Of course, there is the potential possibility of tires for stability, but you also, on the counterpoint, can take the next caution.
True. I don't think that tires is going to be that necessary. 2 tires maybe, but you don't need to take that much, if any at all. Only if you're starting to feel the car feeling a little off. But like I said, those folks that stayed out, that came down pit road early, including the 09 of Dave Hoytsma, this is a big benefit to him as well. I think that's going to help him out quite a bit. Getting him back onto a position where he can try to recover from his incident there. Chris Davis is going to have his lap back. That's a benefit to him. This is just helping out a lot of cars, and knowing that we got a stage here in just a few laps, that's just going to make this entire run to the end very hectic. People don't need to save gas anymore. It's all about getting to the end of the stage now.
Let's take a quick break. Restart coming up. Less than halfway to go in stage 1. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Maconi Entertainment and its coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge. As Jacob Simpson chose the outside for the restart, Ralph Hutchinson, Alex Murray, Jonathan Delaney, as expected, all stayed out there for this restart. Then it's Andrew Dyson and William Owens were the first to come out. Of interestingly, a good portion of the field did take the 4 tires on that pit stop sequence. So once we get back going, we'll have about 24 laps to work with in the stage, Kirk. So far, so decent.
Yeah, we just had that one incident there, just a car getting loose, bad pushing situation going on. But other than that, I mean, we're going to get this restart here, and we're going to come down to the end of the stage. No saving gas anymore. Ralph Hutchinson back where he started this race up at the front. Let's see how it goes.
Going up to the restart zone here. 152 to go in the race itself. The inside is really not lined up. We're back underway. I think Alex Murray got a black flag there from the jump. Not sure if that will get cleared or not. He was the driver on the second row. Got a passing on yellow because of how bad the inside line got to start.
That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. They cleared the black flag, so the black flag was cleared.
I was about to say, that was a difficult penalty potentially, but look at this on the outside. The dirty self car, Andrew Dyson, getting a push from Patrick Gitter. It's Chevy leading the outside line, looking to gain up on the Fords and Toyotas.
That was one strange restart to say the least, but right now up at the front, I am still seeing the same thing happen. You got that 41 car Dyson leading that outside line. Once they get going, that outside line can carry some speed, but he's getting pushed by Patrick Gitter, and he's one of the most aggressive pushers you got. Be careful with him on the back bumper. Heading down the back straightaway. Still just 2 lines trying to make things work at the front end of the field, but the top 3 on the bottom really have started to show their colors, and they are pushing really hard.
See them working as well as they are in terms of the lines. But still plenty of time to go in the race, obviously. Still plenty of time to plot and plan. It's triple car tandem. You have to be so careful with that. Triple car tandem is so critical to keep the momentum high, Kirk. But you also have to be careful not to destroy the car in the middle or cause an offset push that can cause somebody to spin out up front.
Triple car tandem is really difficult to do here at a super speedway like this, but it seems to be working on the outside. I see a 4-car tandem. Tucker, Galata, Gitter, and Dyson are all just bumping bumper cars down the back straightaway that time. They gain a lot of momentum there.
Yeah, Dyson pushed up the hill. And that caused the outside line to lose a little bit of momentum here. Not too much, though. Still keeping the pushes high. As Schofield, Samantso's now joining on the top group with Galata, with Tucker, and several others. So now it becomes the question, where would you rather be running? Up at the front or up at the back, or at the back, Kirk? Where's your preference this early in the race?
Honestly, I'd be probably right around where Daniel Llewellyn and Dave Hoytsma are right now. Right at the tail end of the field. This is my favorite spot to watch, but only if I was not involved in the playoffs. If you're in the playoffs, that kind of changes the way you have to race, unless you're going full on for the win and you're putting all your money on it. But right now I could say that I want to be on the bottom of the racetrack no matter where, the front or the back. I don't want to be anywhere near that top lane quite yet because it just seems like it's not getting the runs that it needs. Look at DeCiani trying to make it up to the outside line on Dyson. He was able to clear him, and now Dyson's got to push him.
Now it's a sandwich with the Fortress cars on the outside groove. DeCiani trying to take advantage of the situation. Seems like Dyson is a good lead car, but is he a good pusher car? That's part of the thing when it comes to his setup balance, trying to get all the downforce levels just right, Kirk. It's getting your car into a position where it can not only be the lead car, but also potentially be a good pusher.
Oh, look out. Check up on the bottom line. Holy cow. You know, I'd like to see, can we ride on board with Paul Gallimore from the front end, looking at the front end? I mean, just look at this hornet's nest he's got to look through. If you take a look at what he's got to see, it is absolutely terrifying to see this in front of you. Because you're like, where am I going to go? There's nowhere to go. Both lanes packed to the brim. If you go up to the top, you lose all momentum. You're kind of stuck. And the only thing you can do is ride around. So trying to wait for an opportunity, a mistake to happen up front, or a door to open for you. You can't really open anything here without being overly aggressive. So just remember that type of feeling is what the majority of the drivers on track are feeling right now.
Absolutely. Curious how some of the drivers have to be thinking about things, though, in some cases, because a lot of people in their situations have a plethora of teammates or spotters to help them. Then you have drivers like Kleinman or like a couple of the others here tonight that are basically independents here, Kirk. How difficult is it to work in this race if you are amongst those who don't have a low on friends list?
Yeah, if you don't have a lot of people on your side to help you, it is almost impossible to win these races. You almost always need to have someone there to help you get to the finish. And if you don't, it's the end of the day for you. It's really difficult to make things work whenever that happens. So if I could say, as in the spring, whenever I was an independent, I could say that it was one of the most difficult things you have to do is go into a super speedway race. And you kind of have to be that, I don't know how else to put this, but you're going to be somebody who's just going to be watching from afar, waiting for the fighting to be done, and then you try and grab the scraps. Or you could try and, once somebody, if they both overexert themselves, you're able to pass them both, and you're able to win the thing. It's just very difficult to make that happen. And not to mention the end of these races gets so chaotic. There's no way you could really predict on who's actually going to be there at the end of the day or what the right strategy is. It's a luck-based system now. Sure, positioning helps a lot, but at the end of the day, it's still going to matter about where you are. And it's mostly luck, I'll be honest with you.
Yes, it's absolutely. I can see the luck having to come into play in these types of races. It's about trying to time things up so well with the luck of the draw. We're coming up to 15 laps to go on the stage this time by at the stripe, by the way. Right now, the outside's not been doing much. That's why Patrick Gitter just broke it up a little bit. I like to go to the inside, and Owen Hudson takes the place of the outside. Gonna try and get a little bit of ground, see if that will work instead. So, just a little bit of dancing around with the teamwork, or rather the playmates amongst his Packer.
Now with this double file line situation here, I'm thinking that right now it's just not going to be something that would be fun to sit in right now, because how are you going to make your way to the front? Patrick Gitter led the majority of the beginning of this race, and he was doing a great job of doing it, but now he's stuck on the bottom, can't go anywhere. It's that feeling of can't move forward, and you really need to. So I'm not sure exactly what he has up his sleeve. There he goes, up to the middle of the top lane, just like that, able to find a hole right behind Paul Gallimore.
Yeah, you see them trying to move around a little bit. No major aggressive side draft right now from the outside line. Just a little bit of a squeeze so nobody forces the line on through. All but a couple of cars are in this pack, mind you. Only Matthew Boston and Leewards lost the draft. Dave Hoytsman, Daniel Wallen are even in this pack. David Maduro's, I believe, is somewhere mixed in too. And that's been the major thing so far. Vast majority of the field here, Kirk, at least as at minimum speed to keep up with this major pack. No one's dropping off the back or anything.
Yeah, not since the initial restart. Matthew Boston Wheeler fell off the tail end of the line there, but other than him, nobody else has really lost the draft. They know how important it is to keep it. Even the lappers know that. Dave Hoytsman right now currently leading that a low looky dog pass positioning right now. He's fighting with Daniel Llewellyn to try and be the first car one lap down with just 13 laps to go when they cross the stripe in the stage. They got to keep that position. They got to somehow stay up front, as it looks like the outside line is deteriorating. Multiple people going down to the bottom.
Simpson again leads the train. See Hutchinson running different colors here tonight, by the way. Actually running the colors of Sean O'Brien. And I believe that family business here this evening. Paul Hill now leads the outside, mind you. See what just happened here.
Outside line looked fine for a minute. No big deal here. Really tight pushing. Oh, that was what happened. A huge contact. That was very dangerous. That could have been season ending right there. Glad they were able to keep it straight.
Yeah, using the cars on the inside to lean on a little bit to keep straight. That could have been disastrous.
Absolutely.
DeCiani getting some big pushes from Hill. Now we'll see the 26 get carried forward, and here we go. RHM cars want to take the lead up front. CC O'Brien's back paint scheme tonight. The 8 to the point. Delaney jumps to second, and they immediately go down to the bottom, so your pole sitter retakes his throne.
Wow. I mean, that was just textbook. That's how you're going to get the lead every single time. But now we're coming down to the end of this stage. When they cross the stripe, we will have 10 laps to go in the stage. They got to get to lap 60, the end of lap 60. So they just crossed the line, started lap 50, and they're going to come up with some lap traffic by Matthew Boston Wheeler. Be ready for him. And this is going to throw a wrench in that lead lap conversation, as Boston Wheeler just chooses to go right above the the yellow line there, and he just went down below it, all in one motion.
All of them playing the different line games, coming to 10 to go in the stage. 10 laps till stage points get awarded here. So comes the question, who's going to be able to get the stage win? We've already seen how difficult it seems, Kirk, just to be able to get that outside of clear right now, let alone get them side by side for the race lead for a significant amount of time.
DeCiani needs this stage win. He really does. The 8 car, Ralph Hutchinson, no longer involved in this playoff. So, I mean, that 4 car, he knows what he has to do. He has to win this stage. He has to get those extra bonus points, whatever it takes to be able to make it happen.
DeCiani this time able to clear on by. Paul Hill comes down with them. They had the clearance. Now Nolan Hodgson is the one who leads the outside. So Matt DeCiani hopes to be able to stay as the Pied Piper. Paul Hill's got an opportunity to take the chance to leapfrog if he wants it, Kirk.
He sure can, if he really wants to. It's up to him. 26 and the 4 both need this stage win if they want to make the final 4. They're right next to each other in points, but they are teammates. So I think that they're just going to try and manage this ending here and try to keep up front.
Looks like the outside doesn't have the speed it needs right now for that type of any move. A lot of people starting to communicate potentially about some of the aero coming over the radio about needing to sort things out here. Some of the drivers, different experience levels compared to others in terms of how they, with the air breathe in their cars. Looks like the outside coming up again. 3 cars ditch the 2 on the inside.
They all are trying to make sure they have the lead of this race when we come down to the end of it. Looks like that DeCiani is losing the help, and he's going to drop back. And I think that Ralph Hutchinson and John Delaney are going to both take this lead back at any time now.
There it is. Once again, back to the point. Oh, that was close. Dyson had to get a break there from DeCiani. Trying to follow as well, and you can get tunnel vision in those situations here, Kirk. when you want to clear yourself.
You know, getting tunnel vision in general around Talladega happens. And, you know, it's so striking how real it feels in real when you go out there in real life and you're actually doing like the racing experience at Talladega. Everything just gets smaller compared to what you see on the sim. The sim feels so big, but in reality, no, it's so small and the margins for error are so tight. Now that outside lane, they dropped down once they had a clearing, and a total of 5 cars cleared themselves down to the bottom. The 4-car DeCiani went the wrong direction. He did not need that to happen.
Yep, and you have to be able to keep it clean, as it looks like someone's dropping to the bottom. That's going to be Devin Maduro's just dropping out of it. Everybody dead last in the race with his technical issues. Coming up to 6 to go in the stage now with Tucker leading the outside groove. We'd be able to be getting a charge here. He's got Schofield on the bumper as well on the outside. They are not getting far enough yet for a plunge. Now they do make up some ground on speed, a little bit faster in the corner this time. The speed died off.
I think that 4-car knows he has to get back up to the top line at whatever cost it may be. Him and the 26 and the 7. Mike, here goes a big shot. Oh my goodness, they got a huge run up to the outside just like that.
Yeah, some moves getting aggressive again. It's time of aggression you expect here at Talladega. It's just a matter of when those moves come. With 5 laps to go in the stage, everybody fighting for stage points.
Here comes Dyson to the top. He made a move up to the top to try and lead the outside lane. Remember, he's not locked in either. He'd love to get locked in on stage points. That would be great for him. So right now, in a position where he could possibly do that, leading that outside line.
Yeah, Dyson getting a hard push. Dyson, he's been good whenever he's gotten shows like this tonight. He's clear. DeCiani has a chance if he wants to take it. Nobody wants to dive down yet. Now Dyson does to block the bottom.
Had to be absolutely sure it was the right time. And it sure was, that's to say the least. Now, DeCiani trying to get him back right here. Side by side for the lead between Andrew Dyson and Matt DeCiani. Man, what a year for Mr. Consistent right there in the 4-car. He has just had a phenomenal year out there, leading this race now with only 3 laps to go on the stage. He's just got to keep control, and he will be able to win another one.
Yes, indeed. DeCiani works with Murray. They move down. Able to block off the inside. Tucker now leads the outside line. Some different drivers we've seen flashes of speed from this season all up there. Kolbacheski, one of the drivers in the Best of the Rest Challenge. Oh, it's 3 wide in the heart of the field. Noah Hodgson forced it 3 wide in a tight spot, but he's not getting anywhere. Side trap galore for him. Side by side for the lead. Tucker gets ditched by the 47. Schofield jumps up to the point. Dellamore tries by.
Got 3 cars going straight to the back. Another car trying the 3rd lane. Look at that, Lucas Hoytsman, as we have a caution out on the racetrack. That will be the stage. They are wrecking in turn 2. Alex Princeton involved in the 19 car.
Cam Stone is the reason for the caution. Princeton with mandatory repairs. The 57 have been running on the top and believe snapped in the heart of the field, Kirk. Usually can happen here with your setup with a weight shift. Believe the 57 just had a major shift of weight in the corner entry.
Take a look. A little bit further back, if we will. That'll show us a little more. You can see it wasn't very huge hits for everybody, but the 57 car most certainly got loose. Let's take a look a little bit further back if we can, like an extra. Yep, there we go. And let's just follow in right here. You'll see how loose this guy gets going into turn number 1. 1 wiggle is all it takes. Take a look right here. And wiggle. That'll do it. Rich Kleinman, Evan Mesnard, Alex Princeton, all involved.
Go for Princeton to go in that situation. That's the tough situation. It's here you slam on the brakes and over the best, or you choose the line and try and get around it. In this case, Princeton is the one who chose the outside of that spot. Gets squished.
Man, he just had nowhere to go. I feel bad for the 19 car. It just seems like that seems to happen a bunch. It's unfortunate.
And so, that 47 machine you gave a shout out to earlier is your stage leader over Gallimore, Tucker, DeCiani, and Komacheski, with Marty, Murray, Lucas Hoitzma, Dyson, Noah Hodgson in the top 10 here. We're coming up to start lap 60, this time by. We'll see how race control handles things as they will enter pit road here.
Yep, Paul Gallimore, Tucker, and then of course Jim Schofield, all choosing to head in, bring in the entire line of cars, and it's all about the money stop. When you come down and make this decision to come down and pit, this is the right idea to do. You're going to start the second stage here. You want to get as much gas in it as possible. I say 4 tires and gas, and then you get right back out there on the money. Very simple.
So will be the first on pit road, the 47 Schofield. 47 is out first. DeCiani, Gallimore, Hoffman, Vroman amongst the top 5. EOL, Clinton, Hoffman for the race on pit road here. The field paints itself as they get all sorted here. Coming to end lap 60. Should be coming up to 1 to green next time by. 47 in command. Take a break. Come back. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage from Talladega. The FLCC continues after this.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Jim Schofield coming off the stage win. He'll lead the field to the restart here. The 47 was up front of the top of caution. Nicholas Vroman, by the way, ended up taking a quick stop, 8.6 seconds. So likely a two-tire stop, should say. to be able to get himself up to 4th for the upcoming restart here, Kirk. That's the beauty of Talladega. You never know who comes up with the win.
Never know, that's for sure. Even when you come out of turn number 4, you can never guess who's going to win that race. It just takes so much luck and being in the right position. The runs have to be right. It's so hard to replicate. If you win there once, consider yourself well darn lucky. But if you win it twice, then you got something down others can't quite figure out. Here we go. Pace car's going to dive back in, and we're going to get back underway to start stage 2. Jim Schofield is going to be taking us to the green flag. Here we go, back underway. That green flag is going to drop, and we're back from Talladega.
Outside line didn't go again. DeCiani losing a lot of ground already. Gitter will end up joining to the outside line. So Fortis 1-2 in the outer groove. Oh, a bit of a block off there. Gallimore faded up for a split second. And top 3 all try and bump trap together. All while Vroom. He decides to take some opportunities to dive up top 2. Nicholas Vroman. He has a chance to just keep calm, cool, collected, think about Phoenix. No, why not just lead laps? Have fun.
Yeah, and just think about this. He can help whoever he feels like he wants to have to race against in the Final 4. He could help throw some shade towards those he doesn't want around and win the race, so that way somebody doesn't get locked in. Or, you know, it's good to be up there. It's better to be able to be in control of who you might want to race against in the Final 4.
Yeah, that's an interesting point here. That's almost like the thought process in real life NASCAR when it came to the Charlotte Roval and the round of 12 cutoff. You have the opportunity to be a spoiler. You have to be aware of the situation for some of the points. Figure out who your best competition is going to be and who some of the drivers you might be able to have a better shot at would be.
On a personal note, I am so hoping one day that they would have told Hamlin what was going on that particular day. But look at Tucker getting out of the lane, dropping back.
Had to be getting hot there in that situation. So, Tucker dropping to the tail. Make sure the engine stays cool. Filling the hole. Vroom. In fact, Gallimore is on the outside lane, the outside now. And Paul Gallimore looks to get some lead laps on his seasonal board here.
First time I've seen that 66 up front. Looks pretty nice up there.
Yeah, it's been rare to see him up at the front. How rare? 17 laps led all of 2025 in his start since appearing in July. The last time he's led laps was back at Daytona. So, well, usually leads the super speedways, hasn't been able to lead anywhere else yet.
Interesting. He chose to do something different than what others might do there. Oh, the time he did not get there in time. Patrick Gitter and DeCiani both get down to the bottom before the 66 was able to get down in front.
So Gallimore gets shuffled. And once again, it's Fortis 1-2 once more. Look at this. Put some of the drivers down there. Chris Davis. Remember, he was a lap down at one point, got the lucky dog in the 74. So already a 14th as well in amongst these lines as some of the drivers are pitter-pattering around the bottom and top.
Yeah, I was just about to mention him. I was like, wow, Chris Davis back on the lead lap already. No doubt about it. He has some speed. He just got pushed out of line early, so don't count him out just yet, just for that first stage performance. Right now, it's all about where you are right now, not about the past, about the future. Got to get to the front, stay up there as long as you can. Look at Thomas Kumacheski in the 88. We haven't talked about him all day. He's up to third. Where did he come from?
Yeah, Thomas Kumacheski One of the drivers in the best of the rest conversation for points. Having a decent night so far. He was amongst the drivers charging late before the stage caution. Or the caution that ended the stage moments ago. Kovacheski's okay tonight, it looks like, on pace. That 88. He's got himself track position as the Fortress cars try and fan out.
Oh, here comes the 95 to the outside to make it 3 wide for the lead, but he will have no help going into the corner. Vroman going bye-bye. Outside line, going straight to the back. Excuse me, coming through, says the whole field of Roman.
Yeah, Nichols Roman trying to make it work. It doesn't work at all. And the 99, and it's fun. But it's now for Roman. Time to shuffle to the back. It's a long way to the back of the choo-choo train. Just no places to poke down until the very end for him. And he'll just keep it calm, cool and collected here once his 27 car lead pack.
You know, they say it's a long, long way to bossing say, but he went a long way straight to the back. And, you know, not very long, to be honest with you. He just dropped straight back. Wasn't too long, took a lap to do it. But DeCiani leading this thing now on the outside line. Patrick Gitter pushing. But on the bottom, Jim Schofield and the 47, they are now working together on the bottom with not very much speed. Holy cow, here comes Evan Mesnard. And is that Jacob Simpson? Yes, holy cow. And you see them pulling up to the back bumper of the top 4.
Yeah, not bad so far. DeCiani leads the train. Looks like Mesnard now trying to make some cuts. Galata offset, a bit of chaos there as Dyson thought about the move, get shuffled. What comes to the decision making on when to block and when not to block in these situations, especially with these speed differences tonight, Kirk?
Well, I tell you right now, the number one thing I'd ask is, am I clear or am I not? That's the number one thing. If I get squirrely from a push, so be it. But look at the 73, got held out to dry. Galata put him up into the third lane, and bye-bye Mesnard, going straight to the back again. It's so aggressive up front. They are if you give them an inch, they will take it. So you cannot let that happen. If you get to the front, you cannot let anyone get to your inside. Doesn't matter where the car behind you is running.
Yep, and now they're about to reach lap traffic here too. It's going to make things a little bit tricky. It's Cameron Stone that they're about to lap, who's already lost about a couple laps here tonight.
Look out, lap traffic too. We're already 3 wide back here at the back of the line.
Looks like most of the field gets itself nicely done. In real life, they prefer to run the bottom. On iRacing, it's the top. No issues with the lap traffic that time. There's been no major giggles of lap traffic for them to even reach yet.
Oh, look at 21 trying to get back up in front of Galata here. Took a shot, going for it now. Side by side, outside line with the momentum. Paul Hill pushing the 21 car. 21 gets down. 21 is clear. Patrick Gitter to the lead.
All sorts of squabbling back and forth continuing on throughout the night. And that's going to be the expectation here when it comes to these types of races. Patrick Gitter, for reference, averaging about a third, fourth place run on super speedways. Actually has picked up one of the super speedway races, but didn't run the last Dega race. So it's first time this season here at Talladega. Paul Hill, meanwhile, he looks to make the run up front. Will he get some help? Yes, he will.
Just like that. Look at Tucker going down to the bottom, trying to take the lead now from Paul Hill.
Yeah, and remember, he's basically an independent here tonight. Tyler Hunter, remember, going to work with his teammates earlier, dropped out when things were starting to split up. up to second, up 20 from his starting spot. Haven't talked about Tower Hunter all season. He's led 6 laps, that 48 car has, the entire season. If he wants to, he can lead some now. Not taking the chance though. Hill instead checks up the bottom.
Wow, I mean, the recovery for some of these guys. We saw the 73 of Mesnar drop straight back to the back, and we saw the 4 car, DeCiani, leading this thing just a handful of laps ago. The 73 was able to make a pass on the outside, now pass Gitter as well. That outside line is the moving line right now. It just seems to work. Here comes Alex Murray to the bottom for the lead. He's going to be able to make it work. But remember, the outside line's got all the momentum right now. If you want to get to the front, just go to the outside line.
Up in the green machine, up to the point once again. It's funny when it comes to things all season, in terms of some of the predictions, that a lot of people thought one of the crazy things was potentially the 65 coming away with the win here tonight. 2 different drivers predicted the opportunities. One of them was Sean O'Brien. The other was Alex Murray, who predicted that he'd be finishing first for the first time ever. Sean O'Brien's response, nope. So, kind of says a lot of the confidence bank for the 65, but he's got an RHM engine, and the RHM machines have been quick when they've had track position here so far.
Oh gosh, that outside line just had a moment where 3 wide, Mesnar got sent up to the top, and so did Tanner Marty. Tanner's going to be up to the outside, and he's going to fall back yet again. But yeah, now a new car leading the outside line. Remember, we saw him doing what the 29's doing now just less than 10 laps ago. Somehow, that outside line is just shuffling car after car after car, and they're just able to go from the back to the front just like that. Mesnard leading the outside line again.
It's not been working whenever Mesnard's been up there. It just seems like no one wants to work with things, and that's the thing throughout the season, Kirk. You build a reputation with the way you race, and that's where your friends are important, and where your enemies will have memories like elephants. They will remember everything. They'll remember, are you worth being pushed after, say, you get shuffled 7 wide at Michigan into a wall or something?
Whoa, there goes Schofield. Went down below the WO line. He just got real loose, almost wrecked the car. He's going to lose the draft.
Yeah, just snapped around. That's similar to what happened to Cameron Stone on entry a little while back. Apparently, Jim says the car just didn't want to go straight anymore. That car just didn't want to stay stable anymore.
That is so strange. It just snapped. It's like it hit it's like it bottomed out and stayed bottomed out. It's weird. I hadn't seen that before, other than what we saw with Cameron Stone, but he did that on the high line. This was on the low lane, which is a little unorthodox.
So the 47 loses the draft because of that mistake. The rest of the field keeps racing on. We are almost at that point, Kirk, where we've seen pit stops earlier on in stage 1. Now we get ready to see how the pit party works out. It worked out well for a couple drivers for track position with the luck of the caution flag, but we've seen, though, there was a downside. So much time lost by those drivers after they took the pit stop just because the main pack had so many more cars.
It's all about when you choose to come down, and there's a lot of perks and benefits to doing both, staying late and pitting early. Just depends on how many cars come with you and how come with you whenever you leave the pit road. You want to make sure that you're all together in a group. Don't want any stragglers, and you don't want any chance the lead pack to catch the draft of you whatsoever. You want to stay ahead of it. So I'd say stay out until that tank runs dry and then pit. That's probably my best recommendation. You just want to be able to make sure that everybody else is pitted with you, and you can stay in the pack and push as hard as you can until you run out.
really depends, absolutely, though. That's the thing, on what the preference is and where you find the speed long term will be. Keep an eye on that, as some of the drivers, you can tell, are already thinking about that window coming up with them getting to the bottom more so than trying to run the top. One of the drivers that is in the conversation now for the postseason that needs points after last time out. One of the drivers keeping on quite in a Hoffman, the Altus car. One of the drivers running on his own tonight. The 92, go back there, is now up at the top 9, just cleared by Mesnard for that position. 92 needs to start scoring stage points here. Coming into tonight, it was a -13. Hold on 1 second, we have a caution flag. They just started spinning and piling up. It's Chris Davis who gets turned around. The 74 got some help from Joseph Galata, and Nicholas Vroman got collected.
Front-end damage for Nicholas Vroman. 74 light damage, if any at all. I think that this will be okay. But the major thing I notice is this might not be so good for that 99 car. If you look at the penalty report from last week, I think they put him under probation for this particular race, meaning no at-faults. And in this case, I mean, that looked pretty clear. I'd be concerned about him seeing him next week. Right here, I could say it says 1 race probation for multiple at-faults last week. Must go 0 at-faults to avoid further penalties. So Galata, he's under probation, so that was it. And this is the 1 race probation just now.
Yeah, very likely going to be significant penalties because of the situation. Got the run. It looked like he was thinking about making it 3 wide, but the tough part is that's definitely on him with that fade out to the outside line. And now the field gets ready for likely pit stops coming up here. It's going to be close now on the field run, though. That's the thing. You're talking about 38, 39 laps in the distance.
I think right now is probably going to be a good time to come on down. I mean, I wouldn't stay out here. It makes sense to come down pit road. It makes sense to do that. It just is going to be the only option you really have here. It's all about now, when you do come down, making sure that you choose to get the shortest amount of time possible if you're a playoff driver. You want to make sure you get fuel only, no tires, because you want to get to the end of the stage, try to get as much fuel in that car as possible, maybe right sides only, whatever it may be the case, but you want to lower that pit road's time as much as possible.
So, as we expect here, everybody going to come on down here, 22 laps into the run on fuel. By the way, we did have at least 1 chat ban in the course of that sequence. Ralph Hutchinson has gotten the dirty word flag from race control, which means no more communications with the field, which could be big for green flag stops later, as Sean O'Brien Jr. overruns the pit stall. And this is not going to help out the case for the 65 at all. With the race off pit road, though, Jonathan Delaney.
Whoa! Delaney just spun it!
Delaney spins it!
That's a huge deal. He hit the inside wall off pit road hard.
Don't think we've seen that happen really often. Jonathan Delaney racing off pit road with Noah Hodgson, looped it.
Oh, he saved. Oh, I thought he hit the inside wall. No, he saved it, but he spun out in front of everybody. So he did not maintain position. So I don't know what race control is going to do. I don't know if they're going to make him stay, but yeah, that was interesting. He just chose to do a little burnout.
I think the sim will give him the spots back because he was off pit road at that point. If it happened a few feet earlier on pit road, might have been a different story. He actually won the race off pit road right before that bobble too, so despite the slide, he'll be in front. Noah Hodgson followed by Ralph Hutchinson, Alex Murray, and some issues just now for Joseph Galata here on the technical side right at that moment. So the 99 was going to be top 5, not anymore.
Not sure exactly where he would have run off to. Is he still out there on the racetrack? I don't think so.
No, he's not. Definitely at this point. Internet, if that's the case, can confirm is having technical issues right at this moment. As that will just stack onto things as Galata now will fall down the pylon. Paul Hill in 6th, by the way. Tyler Hunter, Patrick Gitter, Clayton Hoffman, Evan Mesnard. What's the top 10? And some of the drivers towards the back are topping off at least to make sure they are going to be good on fuel for the upcoming restart here. So we will have for our drivers, give or take 37-ish to go once we get back going for the stage. So they get all sorted. Matthew Bouston Wheeler, for whatever reason, got a black flag and is not going to get it cleared per race control. He had been the lucky dog and did not let anybody on by that he needed to before coming down pit road. So the 01 will have to serve it per race control. So that stacks bad luck for Boston Wheeler.
Yeah, I hate to see that. Not something I necessarily like seeing, but you got to be able to follow the rules, and sometimes things like that, very obscure. Most people don't get in that position. Unfortunately, just won't be able to be in a position to come back from that. I think you're going to have to really change the way you're driving the end of this race to make it work. But Delaney, after that spin on pit road, able to hang on to the lead spot. Kind of surprised. But they go by iRacing standard there, so all is well and fine for that.
So coming up to the restart, Galata can confirm out of the race for now. Off track is the better classification with this internet situation. And in a bad spot for penalties from here on out. In the race itself, still have 105 laps to go. Get all ready and stacked up here. Delaney has been one of the top super speedway racers all season, in control. Green, and we're back on our way. A little bit stacked up this time. A bit more equal on the lines.
Daniel Llewellyn back in the back of the field did not get going. But the outside line also is stacking up big time on the outside lane. Look at that. They're all nose to tail pushing each other. Very dangerous time to do that.
Good start for the inside one once they got the speed together. Murray still willing to push. Try and get that outside line to roll its way up. Car's coming up to full saw now at this point. We'll see if there's any fuel saving over the course of this run. The estimates right now do say drivers should just be able to make it by a couple laps, but that's as long as you aren't burning too much fuel by being the lead car. Gitter now helps the outside line with the triple car tandem as the lead car.
Looking at this field right now, I'm actually very surprised with some of the drivers that are up here towards the front. Evan Mesnard's one of them. Steven Williams in the 98, also somebody I'm a little surprised with seeing up here. But then again, Super Speedway Racing brings everybody. It's a great equalizer. They're going to get to the front, and they're going to be able to hang on to it like Nolan Hodson is, pushing Patrick Gitter right around the 6th car, John Delaney.
See, right now, everyone just trying to test out the line, see what the speed plays out for them. Matthew Boston Wheeler serving a lengthy penalty, by the way, on pit road. Hodson He's led 2 laps here tonight. Hodgson, that time getting the edge previous. Gitter, get a better run once again the inside. Just seems like the place to be tonight. It's so difficult. It takes so much work for that outside to get anything done here.
Oh, look
this.
out! Blown up 7 car.
Alex Murray pushed too much. Blown motor in the heart of the field. Kowaczewski down low. Now they're crashing. Delmore stacked up. Caution.
Dang it. I tell you what, that is the most frustrating thing that could happen on a racetrack. Oh, I hate that so much that it involved Dave. I hate that it involved 66 of Paul Gallimore. God, I mean, he was in the middle of the track for the entirety of that corner after the blow up. I hate to see that happened.
Yeah, race control saying we'll have a meeting afterwards with the drivers discussing that on the radio. As quite simply, Murray was trying hard to get things pushed, try to actually get to the inside line, but they were actually drivers pushed below the yellow line with Murray, trying to cut down there, and then things just stacked up as everyone tried to slam on the brake. Yeah, not sure where else to go there. He trying to get to the inside. There was cars down there, and everyone else just ran out of space. No place to go except, well, anywhere but his line.
There's a lot of things that could have happened there, and I just hate to see that happen so early in the race. I mean, that's not something you normally see towards the middle of the race, a blown motor. I mean, that's so unusual.
Anything above 284 degrees Fahrenheit, though, can pop the motor at any time, correct? That's the funny thing. If you're in the red, you can pop it at any moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just having a little PTSD, too, from yesterday. I got taken out of the Xfinity race myself from a blown motor, somebody else's blown motor. So I just hate to see it. Man, so unfortunate. Here we go, down for pit stops. Some choose to come on in. Those who had damage probably involved in that accident going to come down for sure. Dave, and there's Gallimore coming down. But yeah, you got to feel for Alex Murray. I mean, you don't want to have that happen to your car. I mean, geez Louise. Just, I don't know what else he could have done differently other than getting out of line and dropping to the back. And that's kind of not something you can do here. You don't want to do that whatsoever.
So a decent amount of people he's topping off here or getting damage repairs done. Lucky dog, this caution flag does go to Daniel Llewellyn. Looks like some issues there with Hoytsma. Dave Hoytsma just to get in the pit stall. He said he had a massive vibration from the suspension damage in his car. But we're under caution once again. Why don't we take the opportunity to speak with somebody here if we can. See if we can talk with your race leader here if they are willing. Patrick Gitter joining us quickly in the broadcast booth. Patrick, how are things feeling up front here? You've been working a lot with your teammates tonight. Patrick, do you have a copy?
10-4, I got you.
How are you feeling about the car right now?
Man, car's fantastic. We're just trying to kind of bob and weave and stay at the front. Car's fantastic, man. I just need to get lined up with some teammates here. That's half the battle. So try to regroup with Fortis cars here as the race goes on and try to just keep us together up front here.
What have those communications been like to try and keep the coordination? You and Matt DiCiani seem to have been in sync on the majority of your moves.
Yeah, man, it's just a constant conversation, calling out runs, figure out where we need to be, calling out temps. Managing temps has been huge in this car. With the new update, I feel like it's a little more sensitive than it used to be. So it's been a lot of it. So, I mean, just open communication is, I mean, the biggest thing. And even still, man, I always feel like you gotta have a little bit of luck to come out on top. These races, you can do all the right things and then still come out not on the top at the end. So just have to kind of hope we get a little bit of that at the end as well.
So, overall, just real quickly here, just to confirm, you are good on fuel. on the stage as well, correct?
So far, so good. I think we've had enough cautions here to be good, even depending on whether we're leading or not. So I think we're okay. At first, we thought we might be tight, but with the cautions, I think we're pretty well set.
Once you get back to your team.
10-4. Thanks, guys.
Patrick Gitter from Fortis. Address the broadcast booth for a moment. Everything going to plan so far for him, Kirk. Under 100 laps to go in the race. Quickly approaching the midway point itself. But still a lot of time to go in stage 2 at least.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. This ain't over yet. That incident there, that kind of threw a wrench in what was going on here, but it helps everybody make it to the end on gas. Now it's all about just trying to keep the track position, staying up front, or if you don't got track position, get up there as quick as you can. Especially if you're a playoff driver, you're going to need to get going as quick as you can to get some stage points. Still an opportunity for you right now. But what a good showing so far up front. I'm seeing a lot of different lines move, there's so much mechanics of a super speedway race that you're seeing here that you don't normally get the chance to see that often because it's a full-length race. The full-length Cup Challenge is one of the best, I think the best full-length series that runs adjacent to the Cup Series. And it's just really entertaining to see that how this race always compares to the other races that may happen with the Cup Series in real life too. I feel horrible for Alex though after blowing his motor. I mean, there's not much you can do. He couldn't go below anybody without hitting another car, and he couldn't go high, and everybody just stacked up, so it's unfortunate.
We'll see what happens here this time on this one. Let's find out how this plays out here with Gitter and Delaney on the front row. Two of the better drivers throughout the night tonight. Green flag is out. Good restart from both lines. Bit too good of a start for Gitter. In fact, this time Delaney up to speed. Jonathan Delaney taking over the race lead as they go for now. But the inside line should just about have time to catch up here. RHM cars working on the outside to get on the first two spots. Well, it's an RHM car actually pushing the Fortis machine on the inside.
Wow. I mean, right now, outside line's just able to make it work so well. The 73's pushing the 65, pushing the 6, and all three of them, I think, are going to get clear onto the tri-oval, and they'll get down. Look at that. Nolan Hodgson now moves the outside line on the top.
It's all gamesmanship when it comes to this type of racing. You still have 30 laps to play with in this stage here. With 26 cars, all on the lead lap, all on the main pack. No one lost the touch of the draft except for the lap cars. Here we go again with the shuffle, though. And that shuffle has been up and down all night long in terms of this running order. Mesnard, highest he's ran all night, is right here, that 73, trying to hold on to the spots and keep track position after so far on the super speedways, averaging a 25th place run.
Showing improvement, that's all that really matters here, but finishing the race is so difficult. So far we haven't seen the big one yet. When that happens, think about it this way. What if we go all the way to the end of this race without seeing a big wreck? You're coming out of turn number 4, you might have the lead, but by the time you get back to the start-finish line, you might be upside down running in 25th. That is how wild this track can be. You might be someone that's really quick, really good, but it all depends at the end of these things. You just got to be in the right position at the right time, and that's what they're doing right now, trying to position themselves right now for the stage points. But towards the end of the race, it's going to be completely different. They're going to be trying to position themselves for a win. Look at that move to the outside. Paul Hill up top trying to hang on to that line, and he sure does. Look, he was joining the fray. It is last spring's winner, Lucas Hoytsma, who was involved in an accident less than 100 laps ago, and somehow is here. Wow, phenomenal. Well, look out, 3 wide.
Oh, look at that move. Some apologies for some of the blocks actually on the radio. And Lucas Hoitzma does not want to give this up. Now he moves to the middle. Now moves to the bottom. Now it's all 4 teammates linked up amongst the front. Plus Jacob Simpson thrown in the mix here too. Simpson trying to make things interesting. That is also an RHM car, by the way. Just doesn't run a Chevy. So for the most part, one team playing all the lanes here, throwing all the carts up early in this stage, or at least early in this run.
You know, I've always been a fan of that. I mean, I wish that this is something I would have caught on a little sooner, but it's that tactic that we see in the Xfinity Series at Daytona a few years back. Junior Motorsports had all 3 of their cars leading each of the lanes, and all they did was try to make sure that their line did not get ahead of the others. And that's how they assured that at least one of them was going to win that race in Daytona that year. But here, it's showing something similar. You got some teammates trying to manage both lines, not necessarily trying to make sure one can't get by another, but to manage when the runs come and when you can get certain people up front to lead some laps. Right now, Lucas Hoitzma getting the job done, but he's also going to be under fire here in a second as Cameron Stone on the outside lap car is going to get lapped here, so be careful on the outside.
Yes, indeed. Able to slip by the lapper. Nolan Hodgson now retakes the point. Oh, and he gets...
Oh! I don't know if he hit the wall, did he? Oh, I don't. We'll have to look.
No, he did. I think he might have scraped it. Scrapes on the front nose.
Let's take a look. That's going to be a big story here. The 12 car. Hate to see it. This was a chance for him to get another win on this year. He's done really well on the super speedways. When you're pushing like this very aggressively out of a corner, this can happen. So let's see. He gets a shot from behind, sent right down the hill, lives. Oh, yeah, he tail smacked it. Yeah, that car is probably going to have a little bit of wheel damage after all that is said and done. He's going to have to hope for a good timed caution and still stay on the lead lap. That's his hope right now.
So, to the back goes Hansen, hoping for a caution. Oh, and Galata's rejoined the action. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Galata's unlapped himself with all this. He's trying to hold off all the lanes to maintain the lead lap.
Oh, that is awesome. This is the only way that you can get a lap back here at Talladega. You got to be able to lead the line, stay up front, but you're never going to actually pull away from this pack. So you're never going to honestly recover a lap here, but you could stay at the tail end of the lead lap. And if you get a properly timed caution, you just might get a free pass. You just get to drive an extra lap longer than everybody else. So he's at the tail end of the lead lap right now.
Yeah, now this is going to get interesting how everyone else plays it. Galata's already being very protective of the lines right now. Is leaving a little bit of space up the track, though. That is very enticing. They aren't too careful here. We've already just passed the halfway point, by the way, in this one. Davis now leads the outside line, but it's still a ways back. Everyone else content. Nicholas Vroman is your leader.
One of my favorite positions to be in all of NASCAR is when you're technically the second car in line, like Vroman's position right now, but you're really the leader. You got a lap car you can use as essentially hooked up to you as a trailer. You're the car, you're the trailer, and that's the truck pulling you. So right now, I mean, he's in a position where he can just push that 99 as far as he can go, and he's going to have the lead no matter what. That's one of my favorite positions to be in all of super speedway racing right here. You just don't have to worry about passing anybody. You can just ride around, and you got draft all the time too, so you don't have to be concerned about the car in front of you. And if he gets his lap back, that's fine. Just that ain't gonna hurt him any. So I think it's gonna be just fine. But look at this outside lines getting a run.
Yeah, again, swing and a roll through. 97 up to the point again. Galata not going to be happy. He is in the lucky dog spot. Here's the tough thing. Galata's got to make sure that there isn't a badly timed caution flag here. The time he's pushing somebody or getting pushed.
Well, it's not just him, it's Devin Medeiros too. Both cars are multiple laps down. Galata is 1 lap down, I believe, right now on the tail end of the lead lap. When they cross the stripe, he'll be 1 lap down. But the 20 of Devin Medeiros is 3 laps down. He needs to be in the lead here. He cannot stay behind Davis for very long. He has to make sure he is ahead of this so he can get all the laps back he can. He's not going to get the free pass ever. He's going to have to race his laps back every single time and hope for a lot of cautions. Here he goes to the outside.
20 trying to help out his case here. He's been down so many laps because of technical issues here tonight. Now, showing speed as you see the 95. Chris Davis, right now your leader, closing out lap 100, 88 to go from Talladega. And remember, Davis spun around at one point for a caution flag. That hasn't mattered. Again, 74 has found some luck here, but the matter is going to be keeping luck as the night goes on here. That machine has not had too many friends help him in these spots here.
Yeah, I got to tell you though, Davis, what a recovery. I still can't get over the fact that car was a lap down a little bit ago and now he's led laps here. Just shows how easy it is to recover. But that 20 car has a steeper hill to climb. He's not leading this thing. He's just trying to stay 1 left lap down. That's it. He's going to try everything he can, and nobody can really judge him for that. Once you get 2-3 laps down, you know your only way back is by leading the entire pack.
We're seeing right now how things are shaping up with this field. Davis fading up. Will we take it? No one taking the run to the inside. That's the thing. It's so tempting sometimes here, Kirk, to say, oh, the inside's open, let's dive through. Most of the field hasn't really taken the open door. They've taken the open middle line, but not taking a leap on through here. Davis playing with a bit of fire here with his line.
No, but it's working out for him. Right now, the 97's not pushing the 20 car Devin Medeiros. He is not helping that outside line whatsoever. He's decided that he just needs to back off until he can get around him or cool down his engine, and then he'll start pushing like a whole bunch. Right now, he's doing it only whenever he needs to. And because of that, I think actually this is exactly why. He got back far enough to find a hole to get into, and now the 8 car is going to be leading the outside line, and the 8's going to slow down, and what's going to happen, it's going to put the 20 car in a position. Oh, he wrecked him! Oh, the 8 car's around into the outside wall. Ralph Hutchinson, look out down below! DeCiani barely misses it. Dustin Hall involved in the 1 car.
Caution flag is out on the speedway once again as Ralph Hutchinson badly timed shove on through. I believe the 8 might have been trying to peel down a little bit into a hole, and it didn't work out well at all. Look at this, trying to take the hole closed, around he goes.
Wow, that was inches for DeCiani. DeCiani could have gotten involved in that easily, but this time it does not look like that is going to be the case. Wow, let's take a look here. So they were about to swap positions. They were manipulating the outside line to make it work to where they can get the 97 back in front of the 8 car. 8 car goes down after a push, and that's going to upset the car right here. And it's just going to send him right up into the outside wall, and that will do it for the 8 car. He couldn't hang on to it. 1 car had nowhere to go. Let's ride on board with Matt DeCiani. Knowing what's at stake here and knowing what he had to just go through, this is going to be one heck of a view of this crash here. So Matt DeCiani, he's going to be riding back here at the back of the line. He's back here with the 41 of Dyson, Patrick Gitter. These guys have been riding up front for the first stage, and now they're back at the back.
See that right there?
Oh, golly, that's your championship. That could be a championship moment for that 14. If he comes back to win this championship, they're going to look back on this specific moment and they're going to say, because we missed that wreck, we had a chance at this. If he makes the Final Four, that's going to be something to look at in the future.
Yeah, a sketchy moment, to say the least. As they will now come around within 20 laps of the end of the stage, and no one's coming down. Not surprised they can make it to the end of the stage here. Just a couple drivers trying to go to the back and try and see if they can reset here. Gallimore. Patrick Gitter, by the way, is the one who's back there now, who is coming down pit road. Clarendon Hoffman also doing the same. So back down pit road they roll. Back to strategy they go here, Kirk. Going to be less than 15 to go on the stage when we get back rolling.
15 laps to go. Man, that's just going to put everybody on edge. I think everybody's going to go really hard trying to get the stage points here. I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, knowing what they're going for here, I think that we're going to start seeing some crazy racing here on this restart when we go back green.
Define crazy.
I think people are going to make moves that they wouldn't make normally unless they were in a playoff position. So folks that need the points are going to make the moves to make. They're going to be making moves that are detrimental to others and beneficial towards themselves.
Gitter, by the way, 4 tires and fuel on his service. DeCiani trying to go from the back to the front for stage points now. We will have about 14 to go on the stage when we get back going here. Chris Davis, Nicholas Roman, Sean O'Brien, and Jacob Simpson amongst the top 4. Paul Hill still perpetually riding about 5th on these restarts. Some of the shout outs are those in the top 10. Komacheski's up at 7th. Kleinman's up to 9th here. I also have Stephen Williams. We haven't talked about the 98 much tonight. He's running 11th, Kirk. He's done all right. He's kept it clean.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing you got to do. But I'm also noticing a lot of cars are saving fuel to the point where there's almost checkup after checkup on the bottom lane there. Almost had a bunch of cars rear-ending each other as we're going to get the 1 to go signal when they cross the stripe, and we're going to get doubled up. Get ready for this restart. And I really think that what we're going to have to watch is who is going to get up to the top lane and lead it first after the initial fallback from the outside line. We have seen at every restart that outside line likes to drop back. It's not, they don't like to, it's just a product of getting up to speed. It's slower. So that outside line, once it develops the momentum, who's going to be leading that line and who's going to jump up from the bottom line to lead it? I'm thinking drivers might be Paul Hill, might be Kulmacheski. Guys like that, I think, might be the ones to be leading that outside line by the end of the stage. We'll have to see what they choose to do, but at least that's an opportunity for them to try and win the stage.
So we are at the 1 to go signal once again. Lengthy pit stop sequences for Ralph Hutchinson, Dustin Hall from the incident. Expect them to be down there for a while with their hits. But you do have right now about 22 cars hooked up with the main draft. The rest of the field still sorting itself out at the tail. Do you have a pick on who you think is going to win stage 2, Kirk?
Yep, I always have a pick. Yeah, I always go with one. I think, actually, I'll do 3. Most likely, and underdog, and then, of course, outlandish. My rule is they all have to always be in the top 15. So I'm going to say the driver who I think is going to win the stage, Paul Hill, I think, will be the one to do it. Driver who I think is going to be the underdog to win the stage, Chris Davis. No doubt about it. If he's able to hang on to this from the lead and win the stage, that'd be one heck of a job. Underdog, to say the least. Then, of course, the outlandish one, Rich Kleinman. I tell you, if Rich is able to come back after having 7 minutes of damage on that car and still win this stage, that would be phenomenal. He is restarting the 5th car on the bottom lane, and we're about to get things back underway.
Restart gets ready. Looks like Boston Wheeler going to fade off the track. Ralph Hutchinson and Dustin Hall did come back on the track after 3 minutes of repairs apiece. Green flag is out, backing away. Boston Wheeler gets a black flag on entry for pit road. Doesn't matter for those up at the front though. They'll race it out, and a lot of people going up to the top of the back.
Here we go. Told you that initial backdrop from the outside line. Here it goes. Great job for the outside line to keep it as minimal as possible. Down the back, this is where momentum is built. Right now, they are even heading down into turn 3 and 4. And it looks like the leader, Chris Davis, able to hang on to the lead so far.
Yeah, for now. But O'Brien ready to change that. Sean O'Brien Jr. working with Nicholas Vroman up top side. But to get an edge, yes, they do for the lead lap at the very least. Nicholas Vroman seems good at pushing. You can push for 2 laps, but you have to back out by the 3rd. And Vroom Vroom is not backing off yet. He's using all the engine temps to push.
Here comes the outside line. This is going to be a huge run for the outside line. I think like maybe 6 or even 7 cars might clear. Right now they're at 5. Will they be able to head down? No, only 4 are clear right now. So that drop down won't happen this time. Coming out of turn number 4, the desired lane is the middle. Not for long. Here comes a 74 on the bottom again.
Yeah, but they're crowding in the middle, if anything. They're almost indecisive on it. Will they block off a run? No. They'll just maintain the top end. Now it's a block to the inside, a cutoff.
That's going to open the door for some drivers to now start pushing. That's Jacobs Simpson's time to shine. Got to get back to the back bumper of Roman and start pushing. Chooses not to, though. They're keeping a gap.
Yeah, just I think cooling off the engine might be coming into play a little bit for some of these drivers here. Still have 11 laps to work with, though. Oh, boy. They all ditch O'Brien. Nobody wants to work with the 65. Davis to the lead.
That's going to slow up Rich Kleiman as well. And that inside line just got reshuffled. A lot of cars checked up there on the bottom, trying to hang on to it. I'm seeing tons of sparks all over this racetrack right now. Out of turn number 2, still with the lead, Chris Davis, Paul Hill, 1-2 right there. Will they be able to hang on? Here comes the outside line of Roman.
Yeah, Nicholas Roman is racing amongst the drivers, looking to have a bit of fun here tonight. And battling for a championship, and he's brought some people like Thomas Komacheski to the front. Now he tries to avoid Pied Piper with both lines.
Oh man, we're getting down to the good part of this right here. This is what it's all about. We're right now trying to get to lap 120, so that means we got 9 laps left in the stage, about to be 8 when they cross the stripe again. But look at this outside line. And they're going to be coming up on a lap car. That's something else to keep in mind. Hopefully that lap car stays up and out of the way. That's Matthew Boston Wheeler. As they are 3 wide with Matt DeCiani on the outside. This is going to get real tight when they catch the lapper.
Yeah, it looks like right now Matthew Boston Wheeler trying to get as high as he can. How will this go for the 3 wide? They all got in line. Mostly 4 wide with lap traffic. Hoffman got a little bit dancy around from that sequence, but everyone else keeps on racing. Still dicey up front, under 10 to go. Now down to 9.
A huge checkup on the bottom lane. Multiple cars getting rear-ended, able to keep it straight. But Paul Hill leading this thing. This ain't over yet. I'm seeing a 3rd lane starting to develop. Patrick Gitter and Matt DeCiani on the very top lane, getting some pushes from Paul Gallimore and Clayton Hoffman on the outside. Very top line. trying to make it work. We haven't seen the very top line work in a matter of months. I believe that very top line used to be the method at the end of these races, but now it has now switched to the bottom. But the middle lane is prevailing right now. Now Paul Hill lost a lot of momentum on the bottom. They're going to lose some momentum. And now the outside line is coming. Look at that third line.
Yeah, able to get some cards to work together. You get
Wow.
that sequence, you can move. And once again, it's Fortis leading the charge to join the conversation late in the stage.
Oh, look out. If you're in the middle, if you're William Owens, if you're Mesnard, you are probably terrified. You got nowhere to go. You're boxed in, can't go anywhere. 4 cars trying to do some side drafting. Outside lanes just trying to keep up. And it looks like that they might be able to actually do so. Out of turn number 4, your leader is Tyler Hunter. Able to hang on to the lead. Where did he come from? But remember, this thing ain't over. We got a long way to go before the end of this stage. It might not seem like a long way, but it absolutely is. That middle lane is going to get some checkups here from the leader who's backing up to him. And look at Mesnard take the outside line. Really aggressive move to the top.
Mesnard wants to see if he can get a stage win. Still 3 wide, multiple rows deep. How long will this last?
Wow.
The talent's there to take it 3 wide, Kirk, but they haven't been willing to do this for most of the evening. Now, they're getting a little bit brave here. Will they be able to keep it clean? They could force it 4 wide if they wanted to.
Yeah. I tell you what. I tell you what, they're brave right now. Look out, 24. The 4 car just made a move on Patrick Gitter. They're 4 wide. Look out, 99. Look out, 99. Not quite clear. Still 4 wide back in the pack. Look out. Going into turn number 1 and 2, Dyson, Tucker, Gitter, and Williams, Cameron Stone, Jim Schofield, Llewellyn, all 4 wide throughout that corner, and they're hanging on to it. What phenomenal driving back here. 21 car lost a lot of ground, but the inside line being led by Kulmacheski is falling back, and the outside line by Tyler Hunter is moving forward. And William Owens just dropped down to try and lead the bottom line with just a couple laps to go when they cross the stripe.
Here we go, down the line. 5 to go with the stage coming up.
Wow.
Again, we race in this stage up to lap 120. Right now, it could go any way for the King of the Super Speedway Series for $250. Some of those drivers like Delaney right in the thick of it. 4 wide, Mesnard getting shuffled up top. Hunter moves down to the middle. Oh wow, the top line starts to fall apart a touch bit. Paul Hill tries to get something together. Galata now to second. He's on the lead lap, going for the lead.
What a move. What a run. This is amazing racing. I mean, I am so surprised by all this. This is wild. Getting down to the end of this thing. Oh, golly, out of turn number 4, they have gotten back to double file. Man, what chaos did we just see? The 21 got dropped out of the cannon, and now Galata somehow has taken the lead back.
Yikes is all you can say with some of the battling going on, but will they be able to keep it clean to the end? Lap traffic is ahead. Hutchinson and Hall. Hill goes to the outside, shuffles out his teammate. Coming to 3 to go in the stage as Hill tries to get himself 10 points plus a playoff point.
Oh, this is going to be bad timing when they catch this lap tandem here. I think this is going to be kind of wild, man. We're getting down to the end of this. I don't know where they're going to go. Like I said, craziness. That's what we just saw. You asked me to define it earlier. This.
Yeah, look at this. Outside line gets covered off again by lap cars. Take away that line. Coming to 2 to go. Will Nicholas Roman try and get a cut to the inside or not? Galata is building up the run with the help of William Owens. He does take the block. Still side by side they go for the race lead as Galata tries to push.
All right, where's the move going to get made? That's the question. Who's going to win this dang stage? I can't tell you. You never really know until the end here. Leading it, we know for sure. That is Roman leading this thing. Paul Hill sitting in second. We're exactly where he needs to be. Who's not here? Matt DeCiani. Right now, Meyer back in traffic. He needs some stage points. He's in a position where he might not get them.
Yeah, this is going to get tricky to try and clear up by. Outside's got the better runs. Pit road's already closed. 3-car tandem up top side. William Owens trying to make an upset for a stage at least. Hill's thinking about a fade down. Does he take it? Does he take Galata with him? Two teammates is already. Vroman knows what's coming. He's fading down to the middle. 1 to go in the stage. Final time around for stage 2.
And just like that, DeCiani's trying to third lane up back in the back of the pack. I don't think it's going to be enough time to be able to get there. But Galata, Vroman, Paul Hill, nose to tail as they head down the back straightaway. All three would love to win this stage. Here goes the 99 to the outside. No help. Here comes the next car in the line. Who is that coming down the block? It is Oitsma trying to make it work. Unable to get there now. The outside line's getting the push from Tyler Hunter. And where did this guy come from? Joseph Tucker with a head of steam on the bottom with Matt DeCiani. Where did he come from? Matt DeCiani is going to try and get a bunch of stage points here, and he might get a top 5. To the line, though, it is going to be Vroman crossing the stripe and getting the stage win. Wow, DeCiani got 4th.
There goes Roman, Lucas Hoitzman, Jonathan Delaney, Matt DeCiani, the top 4. You also have Paul Hill up there also. Joseph Tucker, Andrew Dyson, Tyler Hunter, Noah Hodgson, and Jim Schofield should say.
Schofield, yep.
Schofield, yes, in the top 10.
Wow, that was awesome.
So the field will wait for the pace car as take a break. Daniel Wallen has blown the motor. He puts down some oil and under caution from Talladega.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Maconi Entertainment for more coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge as we get ready for Stage 3. Matt DeCiani is now your leader. Nolan Hodgson second. Gitter, Owens, Gallimore the top 5. As we get set for the restart. Justin Prince, Kirk Mills with you. TJ Lyon producing here tonight from Talladega. What are your thoughts so far of the racing so far, Kirk? We've seen a couple cautions. Mostly clean, though.
Well, what I can say is that I'm just been surprised by the amount of aggression that we saw at the end of that second stage. Just so really good, clean racing, and you don't get that very often. And saw some wild drivers come through the field and be able to get some good stage points. You're looking at one of them right now, Matt DeCiani. And also, remember, when he came to the white flag there at the end of that stage, I think he was like 16th, 17th, outside of the points. He ended up getting 5th by the end of the lap. I mean, that was phenomenal. Just a lot of things went right for him, and now we got 65 laps to go in this thing to see who will come out on top from Talladega for the full-length Cup Challenge. We're back underway.
Back underway with DeCiani working with Gitter up top. They try and find a way to get DeCiani into the championship 4. Looking like the numbers are lined up more on the outside to start things off this time. A little bit of a rarity here tonight. Some stragglers losing ground at the back of the field. Look at that. 2 teammates to the bottom. William Owens, what an upset it would be if he was able to find a way to front and stay here. His team Vortex machine trying to carry speed up in the top 5.
I mean, I will tell you right now, I think everyone in the field would not mind seeing William Owens win this dang race. I mean, I think that'd be pretty dang cool. That car has had quite the abysmal year, but he's got to hang on to the outside line. He's leading. He led a lap. Holy cow. But he's got to be able to make sure he does not let that bottom line open up for anything. He cannot go very high here. If he does, that 97 will take that spot from him. Very simply, he's got to defend the inside.
Right now he's not. Now he does. Got a couple of takers with him at least. And Owens holds on to the bottom. Lucas Hoitzma likes to ride up top. So many games come into play here, Kirk, with this type of racing, to say the very least. It's a little bit longer compared to the air stages, though. Not sure where the fuel strats will go, but it is still one stopper to the end. You can see, right now, at the very least, the 97's confident on the outside's pace.
Yeah, we saw at the last run that if you just stay in the middle lane, no lane can catch you. I mean, it looks like that's what it felt like the entire time. So I think that that's what we're the play here. I think you just got to get to the middle and stay there. We'll see what happens. Oh, look out. Very tight back here. A lot of cars had to check up.
Yeah, big time slow ups behind the leaders, but not enough to really cause a panic yet. Simpson trying to push teammate meanwhile. See the puff smoke pop up for a split second, but no issues for this main group. See just how difficult it is to line things up just square and keep things lined up tight like this. Simpson seems to be making it clear they want to try and clear and take the bottom here possibly. There they go.
Wow. I tell you what, I think that they're going to stay up top. They got to stay middle. If they keep cycling like this, they're not going to go anywhere. We've seen that. The bottom lane is just cycling the middle guys. And the only one who's choosing to stay middle is Lucas Hoitzma, and it's working out for him every single time because he's getting a new pusher. So I think that the play here is just get to the middle and stay there. See what happens.
I mean, it works for a few laps, and then you have that cooldown period, and then you just die off for a while. Look who's leading things, though. Coming off a lot of success this past weekend. How about Tricon Garage putting their first non-Corey Heim victory in the Truck Series on Friday. It was Jim Rosero who went to victory lane with the help of Brandon Hastings, who works for Tricon Garage and Corey Hines' team.
You know, I was just gotta say that Ruggiero, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's how it was, but the guy is just kind of in a position where he's gonna be outshined by his cohort there. But I can tell you right now, I think that they are gonna be. It's gonna be interesting to see how he does once Heim leaves to the Cup Series. I think he's ready for Cup, but we'll see how Ruggiero is able to hang on to it. But focusing here on the full-length Cup Challenge. What I can say is that bottom line is starting to show some speed. I think that they've gotten in line. Ever since William Owens got up to the top lane, it just has been falling off.
Yeah, that's just exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah, that line fade away with the cool off. It takes a while for it to come back. Just part of the ebbs and flows of Talladega tonight, to say the very least. But a chance right now for one of the Conti cars to control things here as we run. On some of the drivers we haven't touched upon too much. How about Tanner Marti? 29 car is up inside the top 12. He looked okay to start the season. He's had a very quiet 2025.
Just gotten involved in a lot of accidents. Not in a position where he's able to actually get wins, and just he's got speed from time to time, but just something always seems to happen to take him out of it. But right now, hey, he's up towards the front. Maybe this might be the day it all turns around.
I mean, could happen. Hasn't got the chance to lead tonight. Only much of the season. Just riding this top line conga train up to the point. Your leader this time is Tucker. That's where we go. You see William Owens, ever since the final portion of stage 2, he's been able to keep it up front. 30 car has some friends up here.
I am just very impressed with the driving of that 30 car. Able to hang on to it, and William Owens, you know, somehow is just showing up the field, and I love it. I love it. I mean, it's awesome seeing that 30 car up front.
Yeah, it's a rarity. Usually has been running around the 20s on the speedways. But now, a lot of people want to find a way around him. He's blocking all the way to the middle now. Paul Gallimore's worked his way to the front again.
Like I said, I think over the course of a long period run, you need to get to the middle. I mean, it just has been working. That we know the super far outside line works too, but you got to think that these guys got to do pit stops soon. So I think that a lot of cars that are quick are choosing to save gas in the back. Like if you look towards the back of the field, you'll see Delaney currently sitting in 15th place. You'll see some more cars choosing to sit back in the back of the field. Patrick Gitter, for example, and Clayton Hoffman, both drivers, are just chilling out in the back of the field, saving gas. I think that might be a strategy here, as Cameron Stone got a black flag here.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that might have came from here. Cameron Stone is now done for the night. Can't confirm, just floored down pit road. It's already at the back anyhow. But anyhow, that middle line becoming a more comfortable place to be. Paul Gallimore has been spun around here tonight in this one, Kirk. That's 66. It's going to be interesting how he fares out. That BMP machine, I mean, on Wednesdays with series like Moonshiners has a lot of help. Tonight has not had it and is trying to make up a lot of ground on these cars you see on screen.
Like I said, look at them. They're all in the middle lane. They're all running the middle. That's just going to be the preferred lane. You got to get to the middle. It's working right now, but we'll see what happens when we get some more cars on the bottom, just like DeCiani choosing to head down now with, I think that's Chris Davis on the bottom. Maybe that might be the spark that lights the fire for the bottom lane.
Maybe. If anything, the inside line is the most discombobulated it's been this entire race. Not sure why that's the case right now all of a sudden, but they're starting a massive checkups back there. They are almost stepping on each other trying to keep up. So now they finally got something again as they pass by lap traffic. Again, back and forth they'll go.
They just went by that lapper there, Dustin Hall, I believe. Still trying to keep it straight for most of these guys. You know, I think that, oh my gosh, man, the 97 is just really wanting to get by the 30 car William Owens, trying to, you know, clear that line. But Chris Davis taking the lead, DeCiani following him through. Now the bottom lane's momentum is starting to lead. Until we get leaders that are new on the top lane, I think that then things will change again. I think Brandon Hastings might be someone to try that. Maybe Kulmacheski might try to go up. But once they do, that line will move.
Now, seeing just the lane change of speed, it's coming into play. So at this point, it's about the plotting and planning process. It's point forward here. Hearing some of the drivers are having some issues with the technical side of the back of the pack, but everything else is stable for as we go. I think at this point, everyone's just the calm before the pit stop wave, Kirk. Those pit stops will likely break this pack up in half.
Oh yeah, you know it will. Or maybe even into 3 parts. We've seen it go 3 parts on the occasion. So it's all about that right now. We're going to find out very quickly, I guess, who has the best plan. Once we get these pit stops underway, can we take a look at the stints real quick, just so I can see how far along we've gone since the restart? We're at 16 laps, so I'm guessing probably another 15 more. We're about halfway through the run for real. Pushing it, we'll see where they end up, but this is probably the right time to start thinking about when do you come down. You don't want to go too early. We saw that earlier in the race, and if it wasn't for a caution bailing them out, that earlier group would have gotten lapped by the end of the stage. So now that we're going to the end of this thing, you want to run as long as possible. As take a look who's taking the lead now. It's Tucker going back up to the front, and he is there.
Again, Elliott Sauer Esports up to the front of the field. That's a good set of builders over the years in that stable. Tucker, when he's made appearances, has done very well in these cars. He's competed, he had speed at Vegas, arguably, to contend for the win there for a bit.
Oh, look who's on the bottom, Tanner Marty. Hey, let's see it. That bottom line's got Tanner Marty leading it for a short while, and then Tucker went down. So now Tucker's leading the inside line. Tanner Marty's going to be the pusher.
Yeah, that's the tough thing is, you want to be the lead car, you want to test things out yourself, but sometimes people just have the better idea in front of you to come on down and take away your momentum. You end up having to give them pushes instead. Just a difficult thing, the choices sometimes that you have to come into play.
Man, I have no idea how long William Owens is going to be able to hang on to this lead, but I love seeing this happen. Now, in terms of saving gas, he ain't doing that at all. I can promise you that. So with Owens leading these laps, sure, he's getting the car out there up in the lead, leading some laps, helping us stats a little bit here. But ultimately, he might have to go down pit road sooner than the majority of the field here.
Yeah. Almost at that point where we might see pit stops, just based on the way the runs have gone tonight. Remember, stage 1, drivers attempted to take the fuel load early. The estimates are drivers could still go an hour 23 laps. That would take us at that point to about 20 to go, nearly, or rather 25 by the time we get to that mark. So you still have a lot of thought process here to make things work here. And that's the thing you were saying.
I was just about to say, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm seeing the drivers that are in the top 10. Some of these guys you would never expect to see in the top 10, except for the rare one-offs. Like William Owens, honestly, is not somebody you expect to see in the top 10. He's leading this thing very, very much so right now. Look at some other guys who are up front that don't have wins. You got Chris Davis there, Jacob Simpson, Joseph Tucker, even though we know he's fast. We know he's fast. He just hasn't gotten the win quite yet. You look at Paul Gallimore, drivers like that, Richard Kleiman even, top 14. Some of these guys you would not expect to see up towards the front based off of this year's, progression. They are there now, I think, because they're running a slightly separate strategy than the majority of the guys behind them. We'll have to see how it all stacks up here at the end, but I am very much enjoying seeing this happen. I'd love seeing more competitiveness amongst the field, and we're getting a lot of guys that we don't normally see up front moving up here right now. However, we do see some of the regulars, of course, as well. Lucas Heusman, for example, he won here in the spring. Andrew Dyson, best all year in terms of points. You got the Ford car, DeCiani, Mr. Consistent, running top 10. These guys, Nicholas Vroman, he won last week. I mean, these guys are still up here as well, but you're getting a new cast of characters that they're not normally used to racing around, so it's kind of a benefit to them.
Seeing this be again nicely done in terms of the battling at the moment. Want some of the drivers. Also, we talked a lot about majority of this field here tonight. At some point. One of the drivers we haven't talked about as much here tonight is Kleinman. He's now up to 15th, by the way. 58 is another one of the independents here in this field. He's seen the 3 wide form up in front of him right now. Is actually getting forced 3 wide by Patrick Guitarroso.
Holy cow, that was just wild. What just happened? 30 cars getting stuck in the middle. Andrew Dyson's trying to push him. Everything just went off the rails. What the heck just happened?
Everybody doesn't want to work with Owens anymore.
Oh!
He gets set.
He saved it. Oh, he didn't hit anything too, but he lost the draft. All right, just keep it going. Keep it green. There we go.
Tanner Marty. Yep, set all the way down to the bottom. Nicholas Vroman takes the lead. I think everyone just got impatient. Potts with a 30, shuffled him out. And well, the result is at least one car sent down to the bottom and spun out nearly in the calamity. Here it comes, Getter, and look at this. Hoffman was at the back of this group moments ago. Now he's towards the front of it.
What a recovery there. That's awesome. All right, still going down down the back straightaway here. I think both lines are pretty dang even. They got a lot of speed on the outside, but I think that it's pretty dang close to even. Getter is going to have the advantage slightly here, but that inside line is going to carry a lot of momentum here. In a second, oh, not anymore. Nope, that lap car moving up the hill gave them some draft, and now that middle lane is going to probably use that to their advantage, and they're going to scoot out.
Everyone just squeaking away on through. But Getter again leads. He's led a lot tonight. How long will this lead continue on? The lead lap chart is a smorgasbord of drivers. 29 laps the total seat for Getter, believe. Yes, it is. Also at 19 for some of the drivers towards the back, I believe, but 15 for Jacob Simpson, 13 for Chris Davis. Ralph Hutchinson led 13 before his incident. Not one driver has really dominated the night here at Talladega.
Yeah, nobody's really dominated, but we've seen drivers that are consistently up in the top 5. Drivers that come to mind, Lucas Hoytsma, Patrick Gitter is going to be one of them. DeCiani's been in the top 10 a whole bunch. Drivers like that. And also Andrew Dyson. He's been around the top 10, top 7 in that range most of the night. So I think that those guys are still going to be in a position where they might be able to win this thing. But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody from further back also got a chance here. As someone dives out to the outside, that looks like it might be Tucker.
Yeah, absolutely. Tucker is getting moved all the way to the back of the field. Can't confirm. Outside's dying off. Majority of the field has now made its way. About 26 laps of the run. Just 16 estimated laps from the pit mark. So, how are things going for the drivers in the round of 8? Nicholas
That's
Vroman.
a good question.
Yeah, I was about to say. Vroom. He's running third, already locked in on the victory. You have Clayton Hoffman, who's up at second. He needs points. He's having a night he needs now late. Jonathan Delaney. He's been great at the super speedways all night long here tonight, all season. Running fourth. You also have in the mix Lucas Hoytsma. He runs sixth. Andrew Dyson is in 11th at the moment. Really, the only driver having a bad night here at this moment, Paul Hill, but he's had speed all night. He's in 16th.
Yeah, he got a lot of stage points too.
I was about to say, he scored points, which has been the benefit. Only Adam Benefield, not here tonight. He's not scoring points. Benefield's in a must-win, obviously, for Martinsville.
Yeah, that's exactly the plan that he has to do. They gotta get into that position where they gotta win. They don't have a choice anymore. They don't get to run for points. They just gotta go and try to win the dang thing. You can see all these cars flying around. They're still pretty dang calm. But I'm starting to see some drivers get ready for pit stops, I think that I'm getting a vibe here that some folks might choose to come down pit road anytime soon. We're starting to get more single file. When that happens, that normally means that we got some fuel saving going on, either heavy fuel saving, or we got some situations where guys have hit their number and they just want to get to the bottom for whenever they gotta head down pit road on the lap that they want to. Still looking for that call out. So huge checkups throughout the entirety of the back of the bottom line. But that just tells me that a lot of guys are saving gas right now. Oh, DeCiani! Around! Up into the outside wall! Multiple cars are spinning and crashing. Gomacheski involved. Also, multiple other cars sliding, including Vroman's involved. The 65 of Sean O'Brien Jr. More drivers involved in that particular incident. Rich Kleinman. Something happened up front, and calamity happens in turns 3 and 4.
All sparked off with Matt DeCiani. He was second in line to the outside. Believe he was a part of a quadruple car tandem gone wrong here, Kirk.
Oh, I hate to see it. It looks like it might have something to do with William Mullins there. Outside wall, heavy right front contact. Luckily, it looks like the engine might be intact for the 4 car, but damage has been done. And more cars involved in that one as well. I'm seeing the 92 Clayton Hoffman got a little bit of damage from that. Patrick Gitter gets some damage. The 6 car Delaney also with some damage. When we look at the cars that were involved, I'm looking for playoff guys. I think that the 97 of Lucas Hoytsma also was involved sliding sideways in the grass, but it looks like that he did not hit anything. Not from what I can tell. The 47 gets involved in that one. That's Jim Schofield. Schofield, I should say. And now, man, just a big one happened out of nowhere going into turn 3. So forget the pit stops. everybody's coming down this time, and that should make it a fuel mileage run to the end. Paul Hill finding his way through. Man, he had a great view of that entire thing. Luckily made it through with only slight contact with Kulmacheski in the 88.
And so this should get the field just by a little bit of a touch to the end on fuel. This likely going to be the money stop with the drivers already turning nearly 30 laps for this caution period. Oh, it looks like some troubles. Delaney trying to cut underneath the 58. That nearly caused trouble. Going to cost some drivers some time here as tempers flare on pit entry.
Man, love it whenever we got some drama like that. A lot of cars not very happy. Now we're looking at some cars that were involved in that wreck. We know they're going to be coming down to get that damage repaired. Patrick Gitter is going to lead them off pit road. Delaney is going to come out in second, and then a three-way battle for third on back. And you're just seeing the remnants of some cars still sitting on pit road. The 4 car, Matt DiCiani, currently there as well. Hate to see it for that 4 car.
So we'll take a break. Restart coming up. This race coming up to its closing stages here on Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Going back to start action after a big incident at the heart of the field. Many playoff drivers involved, including Matt DiCiani. Nicholas Roman also collected some bits of contact. I believe Andrew Dyson's got a hole in the front nose. DiCiani did get some repairs done during the pit stops here, but we'll have to hope for some luck here from here on out. 35 to go here, Kirk. It's about to get interesting to see where things shape up soon.
Yep, that completely threw a wrench in this playoff run here. A lot of cars still up front. Patrick Gitter's one of them. 6-car Delaney there as well. 6-car had a little bit of damage there, not much, very minimal. Did not choose to get it fixed. It wasn't enough to warrant a longer pit stop. But now here we go for this restart. It's what it's all about. Coming down to get 35 laps to go from Talladega. They know what's at stake. We've been racing all day. And it all comes down to this. Going through that restart zone, Patrick Gitter. Control car, we're back underway. Here we go for the full-length Cup Challenge on Maconi Entertainment.
The field tries to get itself plotted up to the front. Getter right now leads things through 1 and 2 as the rest of the field tries to get up to speed. Oh, and now Getter locking the top. Getter does not want to lose this race.
Oh, man.
Playing hard defense on some of the best on the super speedway tonight. Oh, that was nearly bad. O'Brien had to back off Delaney's bumper.
Yeah, anybody can win this race right now. There are so many cars that are trying to get a run, set up a run. The 97's backing up, trying to get a push. And now one car goes up, another car goes up. Now here comes Simpson and Sean O'Brien Jr. They have yet to win this year. They'd love to get a win. They'd love an opportunity to get this done. The 74, Chris Davis, also involved on the bottom, third car on the bottom lane. He can choose to go up anytime he wants if he wants to. But I can say Matt DeCiani at the back of the field, playoff driver, is keeping up with the draft. So his day is not done out of the 4 car.
Got to keep an eye on how well he's able to carry himself to the pack, though. He's separated from his teammate that he's been working with the entire night. 33 to go at the stripe. Right now, RHM trying to control things with the majority of the front spots now as they run. This is where that plotting and planning is so critical. RHM has the biggest contingency of driver and crew members tonight in the box. What's that discussion got to be like here, Kirk, in these closing stages, especially knowing Simpson not afraid to cause the motor to heat up a little bit here with the pushes to the 65.
They understand exactly what's at stake here. They understand that what position they have to be in, but I'm noticing that outside line just does not have the gusto it had before. Everybody's gone to the bottom. I think it's due to the fact that nobody's saving fuel anymore. I think that they have decided that it's time to go, and when that happens, the inside line becomes dominant because everybody's pushing, not just a handful of folks on the outside. I think it's going to be difficult to make it back up to the front now for the outside lane.
Yeah, right now, that outside lane has already dropped back a significant margin. Some people talked about watching along tonight that it's hard to get passes done with this package. We've seen how difficult it's been. It takes an army to be able to get the outside to work for a couple. The generals of that outside line trying to rally the troops, though. See if they get alongside. Oh, big checkup. Some of the people, it looked like Galmore had to back off for the cool some temps. See those little gaps that are starting to pop up here. Those could cause big checkups here, Kirk, in a few moments.
Absolutely right. That is absolutely true. It's just who's going to pop up to the outside line and try and make a pass first. That's what it's all about. You got to get up there as soon as you can. Some cars are choosing to lag back. Some are choosing to try the outside line. Oh, look out. He tried to make a move there, and it was not going to work. I think that outside line's crumbling to its demise right now. Until someone pulls out. Who will it be? That's the question.
Yeah, right now, that something is the outside is not the lane to be. This point, still 30 laps to get it to be that place. It is just dropping big time in terms of overall position on the racetrack. But for now, top of the top when it comes to this type of racing to maintain up front. Delaney's right now doing what exactly I think he potentially would need to maybe get that Canada Super Speedway Championship here. because it depends really on the stage points once it's calculated that way and how things go. There is a drop, believe, in that championship. But for those drivers here on the super speedway side, well, could get a good payday with DeCiani's bad luck. Right now it's looking really good for Delaney, who's running second to get himself the top finishing super speedway driver.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all not been horrible luck for the four, though. He's still running top 20, even with that wrecked car. But it definitely is not going to help him in terms of making that money. So here we go, down the back straightaway. Again, that outside line is just gone. You see everybody has moved down to the bottom, and that outside line just is no longer competitive. Let's focus up here at the front. You got 10 guys, nose to tail, I think is going to be the ones to look at. Gitter, Delaney, Davis, Hoffman, Gallimore, Hill, Tyler Hunter, Nolan Hodson, Joseph Galata, and Andrew Dyson. These guys are all in position where if something were to happen, they would be someone who could jump up to the outside line if they really want to. And I'm looking at the 41 car of Andrew Dyson right now. I think he's actually planning a run right now. Look at the 41 car if we can. He has a huge gap to the car in front. He's getting a run on him right now. I think he's trying to practice to figure out how much of a run he needs to actually step out. And just behind him, here comes the 81 of Brandon Hastings and Vroman to the outside line, trying to make it work.
They're starting to get a little bit of happy feet there. Seen throughout the season from work with some of the Conti cars, try to make friends that way. Dyson, snow seems to be working fine right now. Sticks to the bottom meanwhile. Dyson showed some flashes up at the front here this evening, Kirk. But I think his goal is quite simple. Just point his way ahead before he gets the paperclip.
He's got to just finish this race in a top 10 spot, and he will just need to cruise around Martinsville. He's had a great day, great points day. Altogether, that 41 car is doing exactly what a championship driver needs to do. Just survive to the end, get a good finish. That's all he's got to do today. Right now, he's running in a position where that can happen. Top 15, not bad for the 41. I think that's something to look forward to. And also remember, yesterday in the Xfinity race, he was 9th place going into turn 3 on the final lap. He won the race at the line. So anything can happen from any position.
Yep. And now we're coming up to 25 laps to go in the race. Paul Hill, by the way, now leaves the outside. When is the time to go, Kirk? Especially with this package, when is the time to get in position to be able to pounce as some of the drivers are getting antsy up top again?
That last restart would have been my go time. I don't care if I was in the back of the field right on that restart, I would have done whatever it takes to make that outside line move. Tyler Hunter's doing that with Paul Hill right now. Tyler Hunter getting that push, is trying to make that top line speak volumes, but right now it's inching forward ever so slightly. I think they're on the move, man. I think we might see that group start heading more towards the front if they get a third pusher. Brandon Hastings in the 81, however, is not getting up to the back bumper of the 26, so not much of help from the 81 right now on the outside line.
Do some more shoving. Toyota's trying to line up together, and all of a sudden, top 5 on the top are Toyotas outside of Dyson now, who jumps up 2.
And not just Dyson, it also brought Galata and the 12 car Nolan Hodson. But here's something to note. That 99 of Galata, remember, he was a lap down. He got his lap back, and now he's back to the top 10. That 99 has come back from adversity, and we know that he's under probation after causing an accident. Maybe next week might not be an option for him. Well, he's going to try and get everything he can this week, and he's doing a good job of that right now, pushing the 12 car Nolan Hodson, who's just getting blocked by Patrick Gitter. Patrick Gitter just jumps up to the top to make sure that line doesn't get the advantage. Now the bottom lane is checking up the 6 cars, slowing them down so they all stack up, and they're going to have a 4-car tandem going into the corner, and that's going to help the 21 get away.
Yep, Gitter wanting to protect the lines. He wants to try and get himself a win. Patrick Gitter won one of these races on a super speedway early in the year. That was at the start of the season at Daytona. But all season long, he's had pace. It's been difficult to be able to come away with good runs, though, for that 21 machine since then. For Patrick Gitter, he hasn't gone to victory lane since Daytona. Hasn't had a checker flag, but he's been in contention several times. What's going on with Hodgson? He doesn't want to be up there.
No, he goes straight to the top lane and he gets pushed back. I think that Galata was pushing him pretty dang hard to the point where I don't think he was gonna, do very much help. Now the 41 of Dyson's gonna be the pusher on the outside line. We know that 41's really aggressive. 48, so Tyler Hunter drops out of it as well. Not just the 12, it's both of them.
Yep, and now things not working for Galata. Nolan Hodgson said nope in that situation. Didn't like what he was feeling. And now Brandon Hastings feels like he has a chance to win something here with the way he's making moves in A1.
Knowing how many laps we got left, we're going to come down to get 21 laps to go when they cross the stripe. That's what it's all about. Who's going to be the driver that's willing to make the crazy move, make it stick, and try to win this race? That's what it's all about. You're looking right now, Brandon Hastings, that 81 car. We know him. He is so dang aggressive. Just hasn't had the luck on his side all year. But can you imagine what he must feel if he's able to cross the line and win the race on his own and be able to get the job done? That must feel phenomenal. The 73 just in front of him, Mesnard. What if he had the same situation? Same thing with Paul Gallimore. These guys all are desperate. They would love to say, I want to race in the full-length Cup Challenge on iRacing. They'd love to say that because it is so difficult to say and be true about it. It's so hard to win these races. The 21 of Patrick Gitter has experience of winning at Daytona. He's a guy who can do it, and he's leading this thing right now. Delaney, he knows how to win. He was an ex-Coke driver. We know he's fast. But Chris Davis here, he's sitting third. He has yet to win yet all season. He'd love to get a win. You know, that 92, Gallimore, Mesnard, of course, they all want to try to get that opportunity, but they are in position. They have run this race to perfection, and with 20 laps to go right now, they are in a position to win the race, and that is what you got to do as a driver.
And now, with under 20 laps to go, plotting and planning going to continue to be all so critical. Gitter maintains the bottom. He's now led the most laps, going to secure that mark. 51 laps here tonight. The calm before things get crazy again. The calm before the storm.
Yeah, I feel it right now. I'm getting a little tingly. I'm getting a little tingly right now. I get an ants. I feel something. I don't like this feeling, man. Man, they're pushing so hard and aggressive on the outside line. It's just so aggressive. Here they go. They got to run that 99 Galata and the 41. They're moving their way forward. 19 laps to go. They know what's at stake. They know what they got to do. But now it's about executing, getting up there and maintaining. But right now that line just, oh my gosh, some of the pushes are so uneven. We just saw one from the 48 pushing the 2, slightly off kilter, almost spun him around, but able to hang on to the race car. Every corner, every second you're out here is a moment you could end up in a wall. And these guys are trying to avoid doing that, trying to get to the front. And they know right now it's so hard to pass. The 2 car, the 26, the 41. And now look at that, up ahead of them, we got a car jumping out to the outside line, trying to make it work. This is going to be a little bit of a checkup on the top lane. Here comes Brandon Hastings with a push from Joseph Galata on the outside lane.
They've hooked up a few times like this here tonight. Oh, a bit of a bobble. Remember, Galata already involved in one incident tonight. Don't want any more to stack onto it. Looking like he's got it squared away here this time. Still not afraid to push in the corners. Remember, up to about a year or so ago, that was a no-go zone with this car.
Things change, man. All the time, it seems like oh, there they go, the 41's going around, Mesnard's involved. A few more cars go sliding on the front straightaway, look out. Paul Hill's involved, Paul Hill, heavy front end damage for Paul Hill. Championship contender, he's going for the final four. He had a great shot of winning today, but that car is demolished.
Under caution once again, and it coming to 17 to go. Just talked about the pushes were getting square. I don't think it was square anymore right about here.
Yep. Oh gosh, I hate seeing that. Heavy front end damage for the 26 of Paul Hill. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he's got heavy damage to multiple parts of the race car. Let's take a look.
All four corners of that 26 got hit. He's riding on his own. Things looking fine and dandy. Trying to push the 41 car forward. See a car go down, and what can you do? 73 just shows up there, unfortunately. Heavy front end damage. He gets hit again on the left rear from Boston Miller. Go through the grass, and now that 26 is in a very similar position to his teammate, the 4 car right now. But DeCiani, I believe, was able to make it through. You have to double check that, but I think the 4 car made it through. Only barely. Who else in the playoffs were back there at that time? The 2 car, oh man, yeah, he got involved too, but he only got sideways. I think that he didn't hit nobody too harsh. Sliding here, did he get hit? No, it does not look like it, so got lucky. Jacob's still in this thing.
There's Noah Hodgson. He's one of the drivers that now ducked down pit road after that caution. A lot of dirt, by the way, got thrown on the racetrack from this incident. We'll see how drivers handle the marble buildup. For Hodgson, the seas initially parted. Believe he still got through it all.
Wow. What a job by the 12 to be able to get through that. Now, let's go ahead and look on pit road real quick. Let's take a look at some of the drivers that might be getting some damage repaired. We know Brandon Hastings was involved in that one. Hate to see that happen to him. Absolutely not what you want to see. Boston Wheeler got involved. Evan Mesnard, great day for him. Unfortunately, going to be cut short, trying to get the damage repaired on it now. Rich Kleinman also on pit road, trying to get some damage repaired. And you got William Owens as well, choosing to head down. DeCiani, Jacob Simpson, and I believe that is everybody who is currently sitting on pit road, just getting that damage repaired.
So, repairs getting done to see if they can get some speed back in the race cars. But up front, got a 15 laps to go. Patrick Gitter, Jonathan Delaney, Chris Davis still the top 3. Hoffman, Gallimore, Dyson, Marty, Vroom Vroom, Hoytsma, and O'Brien Jr., your top 10. So the first of those who just picked up damage repair, by the way, is Jacob Simpson, where we start about 17th. I think that intensity level notch is about to get turned up even more here, Kirk. And we've already seen some wild moments here with drivers getting a little bit impatient here late.
Yeah, I think that that's something that we're going to have to see. I mean, it's just part of Talladega. You're going to have that happen. Drivers get into a position to win the race. They understand what's at stake. They know what they want is to be a winner. And they can do that today. And today's probably going to be some drivers' best chance of being able to do that. It looks like Paul Hill will stay on the lead lap. So will all the others who came down to get some damage repaired. And Mesnard's car actually does not look too shabby. I'm looking at all four corners of that car. Minor damage, if anything, really, for the 73. I was kind of surprised by that. But if you look at the front end of the Ford car as well, what I can say is he's just got some right front damage for DeCiani. So I think he'll still stick with the lead pack, but leading a line might be out of the question for the 4. If you also go and look at the 81 looks pretty good. I don't see too much issues there. Tail end of the car, maybe just a little bit of damage there that I would be concerned with. But these guys that got this damage, It's now just going to change the way they got to run. They got to work with what they got. You don't get a chance to make any adjustments now. You came down, you got your stuff fixed up the best you can, and now we're double up, down the back straightaway, getting ready for this restart. And anybody can win, even these guys that have wrecked. I mean, it's absolutely possible to come back from that. It just takes a really good luck to be able to do it. And Paul Hill's still out there too. These guys have to stay out there in the lead lap. They have to do everything they can to get the best opportunity to get every point they can. Because as the moniker goes, every point matters in this playoff championship format.
So Patrick Gitter and Jonathan Delaney wants the top 2 spots here. Gitter chose the top, ready to work with Hoffman. What will happen here is a huge question mark. Still have 23 cars on the lead lap here from Talladega. The FLCC, remember, Martinsville next weekend. Determine who battles for a championship here in this series and who get a chance by the end of the season come up $1,000 richer. Remember, top 5 in the championship. Also, second or fifth rather, get $100 apiece. But the field itself ready to roll. 14 to go at the stripe. We're backing our way.
Down the straightaway, here we go. Top 2 clear and they go down.
Yeah, now the inside line starting to catch back up, but the top 2 control. Big checkup on the bottom. 5-6 car tandem on the bump for a moment. Everybody bumper to bumper. Dyson the first to leave the outside.
What are you willing to do to win the race? We're going to find out here in just 13 short laps when they cross the stripe. The 92 pushing Patrick Gitter. They all are working together, the 6 car. You know that they're all working as a team, and it is working out for them. They are leading this race right at the end with a chance to be able to become a winner again. Here we go. Now the outside line. We know when Lucas Hoitzma goes, he means it. He's a driver that's fast. He just jumped up to the outside line. He won here in the spring. He knows how to get the job done. Now he's got to try again.
Getting a lot of help from Dyson. Here comes some blocks. Gitter holds off Delaney for now. Hoffman is the one who gets ditched for now. 12 to go at the stripe. Sparks fly up from Delaney's car as he stays on the bumper of Gitter. Chris Davis thought about a block. The top 3 move down once again.
Oh man, everybody's line's so much different than what they had before. Some drivers are still pushing it. Oh, I just cannot believe how aggressive this is right now. I understand why. It's just wow. Some of the blocks you got to do to be able to win these races are just diabolical. Here we go out of turn number 2. That bottom line has all the momentum. I don't see any of that outside line getting any momentum. I see 5 car tandem, Gumacheski, O'Brien, Vroman, 41 of Dyson, and Hoitzma. That gives them the momentum into turn 3.
There they go, trying to sort themselves out. Up top goes Delaney. Delaney tries to go to the point. The 6 machine. Already one-time winner on the super speedways this season. Can he get himself into the championship four with a second super speedway dub? Trying to hold off the crowd with 11 laps to go as Gitter gets the run with the help of Davis. Davis not being given much room to breathe on the bumper.
Most of these guys are actually teammates, which is the craziest thing about all this. Only one who's not, Patrick Gitter up front. He doesn't really have too many friends right now, but he's got on the outside, the 6, the 97. They are all in a chat together. They're working together right now. You can tell that on the outside line. They're going to be the ones to beat. We got guys in the back of the field trying to third lane. I mean, they got a lot of ground to do if they want to get up to the front, but we're going to cross a stripe and we're going to get 10 to go.
10 laps to go from Talladega. Gitter tries to set something up once again for the inside with the help of Davis's pushes. Now Chris Davis can cool off the motor for now. Delaney leads the outside with the help of a teammate in Lucas Hoytsma. Here comes the block outside. That's only going to happen so many times here, Kirk. Eventually, they're going to try and split Gitter here.
Oh, you know they will. It's just a matter of time. Man, it's just a matter of when they get the run. They're backing up for it right now. You're going to start. I've noticed that all race. The leader will back up, second place will back up, and then they all stack up as a group. And then that group tandem is what gives them the momentum. It's not, you can't do it with just two cars anymore. You have to have a bunch. And that's the reason why it's so difficult to make this work. You really got to work as a line, as a team in a line to make this happen. That inside line doing a better job right now, but the outside line, I see it shrinking up together. This might be the moment. We'll see what happens out of turn 2. Will they carry the momentum?
Well, the answer is the outside is not. Delaney's going the wrong way in terms of momentum waves. The top 4 clear. Still coming 8 to go. Huge checkup though. Gallimore had to get off the bumper to cool off the motor. Looks like Lucas Hoytsman trying to cool down the motor as well before things pop there. We've already seen what happens with blown motors from the high side. 8 to go. And right now, Gitter is in a point of offense still for this race lead.
While these guys are battling for the lead of the race, there's also 2 cars battling side by side for the lucky dog spot too at the very back of the field too. So there's multiple battles going on all over the track in this little section of cars here. Just at the front or the back, it's all separated by less than 1 second. It's wild how close these guys are together.
One mistake and the whole pack can implode here. Let's put it that way. 7 laps to go. Looks like Lucas Hoytsma can confirm is back on Delaney's bumper. So they have built the temperatures back in the optimal window, but no one else is biting to take a chance yet. Now they're taking a chance. Remember, Nolan Hodgson ducked out of line a while back. He's got Galata with him. Huge hole being filled by Tucker on the bottom. But the outside is now getting triple car tandems to work here. Now they were cooking with gas.
Into turn number 3, you're on board with Nolan Hodgson right now. You see that bottom lane, and it is fading ever so slightly. You know you got the momentum. You got to push hard. You got to hope that the car behind you is willing to push until the end of time. But here comes the 21 up the block here. What are you going to do? You're sending it 3 wide to the outside for the lead. 3 wide. 21 not going to be able to hang on to it. Now the 12 of Nolan Hodgson clears, but the 99 of Galata does not, and he gets hung out to dry in the 3rd lane.
All sorts of squabbling still for the race lead. Davis gets turned down off the track. Chris Davis gets pushed below the swing. And here we go.
Yep, you also see Vroman around. More cars spinning. Tyler Hunter involved. More cars. Some cars got DQ'd. Evan Mesnar's one of them. They are wrecking and spinning behind. William Owens involved. A few other cars. Chris Davis, Stephen Williams, Rich Kleinman, Joseph Galata, and Nicholas Vroman. Oh, man, what just happened here? We're getting down to the end of this thing, and it's like Armageddon.
It all started up with the front with that push for Davis, and then it just imploded from there. Yeah, bad push on Williams in the heart of the field. Tucker, I believe, was the pusher.
Oh, man. Big crash, a lot of cars DQ'd. Man, this is the second DQ in a row, I think, for Mesnard. I hate to see that so much. He's having a great day. See what happens. Who's this car that we're on board with right now?
This would be Tucker.
Oh, Tucker. Okay. There's a lot of dejected voices I'm hearing over the radio right now.
Yeah, especially with a late caution like that. scrambles a lot of people's chances. Brandon Hastings, we've seen several times, be able to charge to the front of the Conti car. His night goes Coppolamo.
And just so many cars were involved in that particular incident. It looks like that the first one, though, Chris Davis, may have had the least amount of damage he could have had there. After Chris Davis went around, what I'm seeing is the driver of Nicholas Vroman, William Owens, Evan Mesnard, Stephen Williams. We also had Matthew Boston Wheeler involved, Rich Kleinman, Brandon Hastings, Tyler Hunter, Joseph Galata, and one driver barely sneaked through. Can we take a look at the 4-car through that wreck? DeCiani. I mean, how many close calls can this car get? Oh my gosh! Look at it. You gotta get a far out view. You're gonna miss it if you're on board. We gotta get back. The tail end of his car, as far back as we can see it, if possible. You won't see it from that angle. We need to be able to see the outside. So let's look just about 10 seconds prior. Here we go. Look at this 4-car get through this mess. Got the car spinning in front. He goes down, trying to avoid down on the apron. And that move is what saved him. He would have been wrecked if he was up any higher. Galata clipped him by an inch on the right rear. So much so that it only moved the car less than a foot. And he's still out there with his teammate Paul Hill. I mean, these guys are doing what is necessary to be able to compete. Sure, they're down on pit road getting some damage repaired because that's from the previous incident, but they are still out there and they are passing cars. They're into the top 15 last time by. Because of that incident, a lot of cars got damaged, and just phenomenal job to keep those cars going in the right direction. Now, I'd be starting to be concerned about incident limit. We're at 4 laps to go. We just saw one get DQ'd. How close is everybody else? We're about to find out.
So again, this is going to be a wild finish, likely going to be a natural green-white checkered coming up. Coming up to 3 to go with the lights expected to turn off here. Owen Hodgson is up at the front as you see some of the drivers like DeCiani and Medeiros get repairs. Patrick Gitter is now second with the time and scoring. Credit Hoffman, Jonathan Delaney, Paul Gallimore, Lucas Hoytsma, Tanner Marty, Andrew Dyson, Joseph Tucker, Sean O'Brien Jr. Your top 10 lineup.
Just think about that. That 12 car, Nolan Hodgson, was getting a push from Joseph Galata. Galata got left out to dry, dropped back, and got involved in the big one as the 92 spun the leader out. This is just absolutely phenomenal. But I can tell you right now, we got the biggest storyline of the day, I think. Medeiros, Devin Medeiros in the 20 car. When he started this race, he had technical issues. He went down, I think, at the most 4 laps at a time. Wasn't that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, 4 laps down. He just got back on the lead lap with that caution. I mean, wow. You could really come back from having early issues here at Talladega if you have the cautions fall just right. And now that 20 car, who we know can lead a line, we saw him do that, is going to have a chance to try and, be a part of this green-white checkered finish here. I think we're going to get 2 to go when we go back green. Not a real green-white checkered finish, I think. I think this will be a natural green-white checkered. But coming to the end of this, it's just going to be wild. We won't actually have points at the end of this particular broadcast. I just got a message from our the admin of this particular league. Bobby Anderson reached out to us, said that he's still on his way home. He won't be able to get the data uploaded, and we won't be able to know exactly the point situation by the end of the day. But luckily, it's not a cutoff race, so it's not 100% essential. But we will be sure to get that out to all social media pages as soon as we can.
We're going to see how things shape up in the next moment or so here on a natural green-white checkered finish. Right now, 19 drivers still in contention on the lead lap to try and win this thing. What way does it go is the huge question on everybody's mind.
Oh, man, I'm getting antsy. I got chill bumps, man. This is gonna be wild. Goosebumps. Here we go. Gonna get that restart. Who will it be? We're gonna find out. 2 cars up front. The 12 car won at Atlanta, 21 won at Daytona. Super Speedway guys make their way to the front. Let's see how it goes down.
Got Hodgson in control. The second row got the better push though. Clinton Hoffman couldn't take advantage of the jump. Noah Hodgson gets a bit of a buffer ahead. They make their way to 1. The 92 goes the bumper of the 12. Inside line, in the end, gets the better run. The outside is slow.
We saw that all day. That outside line just cannot keep up. But now it's all about who makes the moves. Paul Gallimore sitting in 3rd looks antsy. I'm getting a feeling out of him. Tanner Marty. We saw him spinning to the inside many laps ago, but now he's up to 4th with a chance to make a move if he so chooses.
Will anybody make the move yet? Again, once we take the white flag of the race to the checkered, quite simple as that. 3 wide in the middle of the field. Gitter all the way back to the edge of the top 10. White flag is out. Final time around from Talladega. Still 4 wide in the heart of the field as the 99 tries to get going. Galata gets shuffled by everyone.
I cannot believe this. There's so many cars just bobbing and weaving in the back. 1 car's 4 wide. He's acting like it's 3 wide. Look up front. Nolan Hodgson gets spun. Paul Gallimore gets the lead, but here comes 4 more cars. The 74 coming up behind. Who is it going to be? Chris Davis trying to make a move to the outside of Paul Gallimore. Now to the inside, to the back bumper. Here comes Patrick Gitter into the wall. 4 wide across the stripe here. Who will it be at the line? It's going to be drag race, and it's Patrick Gitter hanging onto it and winning at Talladega.
Patrick Gitter, in the end, able to come on through and still get the win. He had dropped out to the back into the top 10, coming to the white flag. A wild finish yet again. It's the 2nd win of the season for Patrick Gitter. Let's take a look at this once again. It got wild and wild fast. Bad pushes at the wrong time, and everybody stacked up.
Wow, man, I cannot believe that. That was, teammates working together. The 74 did not work with the 66. Both cars had a chance to win today, but a 4 wide move right there. 6 car was there. Side draft from the 21 car. Immediately, one of the 2 were going to win this race. They were not teammates, and it came down to the end here. And you can see at the line, the margin of victory is only a tire length. That's it.
And in the end, Gitter, that winning margin, 21 1/1000ths of a second. So playoff spoiler when it comes to the point standings, but it's Gitter that survives. It's going to be an interesting one from here on out. I believe Delaney, king of the super speedways, with him getting a 2nd place run tonight. That is unofficial, of course. But as Gitter burns it on down, we'll take a step aside. Maconi Entertainment with your coverage continuing in just a moment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
I'll keep my mouth shut next time, I promise.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage here from Talladega. Here at Maconi Entertainment, where Patrick Gitter comes away as the race winner. He's Jonathan Delaney and Chris Davis in a wild finish. Paul Gallimore, Joseph Galata in top 5. Simpson, Medeiros, Hunter, Hoytsma, Komacheski, your top 10.
Joseph Tucker ends up 11th, Andrew Dyson 12th, Sean O'Brien Jr., Nolan Hodgson got wrecked on the backstretch 14th, Tanner Marty 15th, Paul Hill will get 16th, and Matt DeCiani 17th, 18th Clayton Hoffman, 19th William Owens, and Matthew Boston Wheeler will round out your top 20.
21st goes the way of Brandon Hastings with Stephen Williams in the 22nd spot. Also throw into the mix here tonight. Nicholas Roman, 6 laps down. Kleinman, Mesnard, Hall, Schofield, Hutchinson, Stone, and Luke Wallen. What's your top 30? Dave Hoytsma, Alex Murray, Alex Princeton finish towards the tail. So top to bottom at the right over here tonight from Talladega. But in the end, it's Patrick Gitter who gets the win for the first time since the start of the season. Patrick, you get it done. Talk us through your perspective on the crazy finish.
Man, I was just going wherever I saw a hole at that point. Top lane didn't get a great start. Was just hoping something would happen where we could make it through. Not a big wreck like that, but was just hoping a hole opened up on the top and back stretch. Worked out. Saw it was a 4-car race in 3 and 4. Had a massive run out of 3, went high, and then I knew I'd cleared the 2 cars that were immediately front. Figured John was gonna have a run off of 4. So I mean, as soon as I cleared those cars, I was looking for John. So I was in the bottom and just was trying to side draft him back and get a nose out, and then worked out.
Yeah, it seemed like a crazy run at the very end of this one. How would you describe things, though, in terms of difficulty getting back to victory lane? You had speed all season. It's surprising it's just your second win of the season, especially knowing your skill set in the A Opens coming into this season for the series.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. There have been so many races that I feel like we should have won this year. I mean, I feel like we could, between Matt and I, we should have 5 or 6 wins. We've lost so many in different ways, whether it was fuel strat, or maybe we had the car and it was poor execution on our part, or I mean, we've lost them in so many ways. So it doesn't do as much justice as I would like. At least me having, the 2 wins of super speedways, but I mean, we've been up front, and that's all we can really ask for, especially with just a 2-man team. So it's been a lot of fun this season. Glad to grab this one. Was hoping we could get Matt a win tonight, but at least one of us could grab it.
What's the approach going to be for Martinsville next week for you and Fortis?
I think it's going to be consistent, similar to what we've done before. We were good there in the spring. We've always been good there, and Matt is a very good short track driver. So I think he's going to help us to have a good piece figured out in Martinsville for sure. So and I've always enjoyed Martinsville. I mean, it's fun as long as you can just, most of the time in this league, I feel like you can trust the guys you're around. So it makes Martinsville more enjoyable than getting on the officials maybe and running them.
Anyone you want to go shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, man, definitely you guys in the booth for calling the race. John for second, Chris for third. I mean, I feel like the 3 of us were so strong at the end of the race there on the bottom. Just shout out to them. I mean, we all 3 were just working well together there. Shout out to Matt, did a fantastic job with this super speedway set. Appreciate the work he's done, especially with updates to this car, just making sure we're dialed, for each of these different types of tracks we go to, just to make sure we got a good piece. But yeah, Fortis in general, it's been a lot of fun this year. A new challenge, so I'm just looking forward to carrying that on.
Congratulations on the win here tonight once again, Patrick.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Patrick Gitter gets the win here tonight. Jonathan Delaney gets second. Just double checking things when it comes to the other championship situation with King of the Super Speedway. Still have to wait for those points to come on through, but is in a great spot to be $250 richer. You're with him, Kirk.
Hey, Jonathan, gotta say, man, you had one heck of a day out there. Came up just one spot short. How on earth did you go from crossing the stripe that last time by back around 10th and 9th all the way up to second in a photo finish? Tell me how your day went.
Yeah, up and down day all night. Very long race too. I was half fallen asleep halfway through that race, so glad the race is over. Like I said, it was a really long one. But yeah, we were just I don't know, we were trying to stay up front as much as we could, but the lanes were moving around all night. It was kind of hard to stay up front, just between the bottom lane. Bottom lane was terrible, just kept falling back and back, just because the top getting new pushers every other lap. So top was really dominant, or I should say the middle was pretty dominant. And you were up and down on track position all night, but I don't know. We were started that last caution there. We started fourth on the outside. I don't know. We just had a bad restart. Wasn't really able to get locked up too good with Gitter, and we fell back, like you said, to like 9th or 10th. And I didn't really think I was gonna be able to get even a top 10, but I was just locked to the Gitter's bumper, and I kind of saw and was told that they were wrecking, and I just stayed locked to his bumper, and we made it through. So we made it through there going into 3. I locked back up with Gitter coming out of 4, and then we all split. We were 4 wide there coming into the tri-oval, and past the 2 slower cars, and then me and Gitter were pretty close on speed, and he just had the extra edge on me. He was able to get to my right rear quarter panel, my right rear door, and pull me back in side draft. So good one to Gitter. I worked pretty good with him and Chris Davis there towards the end of that race. We hooked up really nice and on the bottom. So shout out to those guys for helping work together and all that. So but yeah, I'm happy with P2. Wish it was a little one more better and take the win to lock us into the final 4. But I feel pretty confident about Martinsville. It was really good there in the spring, so hopefully we can come back there again next week and be just as good and either win or have a really good outing finish. So yeah, crazy night, and I'm ready. I'm glad this race is over. So
I hear you loud and clear, man. Well, I got some good news for you. Actually, I just got a message from Bobby Anderson. You know who he is. And he just informed me that you have indeed won King of the Super Speedway. You're $250 richer. And also some more good news. Remember, you came into this race a few points below the cut line. Right now, you are sitting 5 above the cut line. I just got that one out as well. So you are doing everything you need to do going into Martinsville. You just need a good week. Anybody you want to shout out?
Oh, yeah. Everyone at Ralph Hutchinson Motorsports, RHM. He shot to everybody over there, putting in the effort and time every week to get these sets drivable and fast week in and week out. Especially Ralph. He's amazing, and with his busy schedule, he's always able to help get the car better and better every week. So he shot to him and everyone else over there. So he shouted to Logan Sheets being up in the box, helping with strategy calls and all that for the entire team. So shout out to him. Shout out you guys for helping broadcast this. And yeah, thanks to everyone who puts this all together. So yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming in here and talking with us. And we wish you the best of luck next week in Martinsville. Best of luck surviving that one.
Yep. We'll try our best. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you. Back to you, Justin.
Second spot once again going the way to Delaney. Third spot tonight. Once again, brains in a surprise. BMP's Chris Davis gets third. How would you describe your night here, Chris? You got spun at one point, in fact.
Yeah, that was wild. I don't know how I got back up there. I had 5.5 minutes of damage whenever I finished this race, so luck.
Yeah, how difficult was it to claw your way back from some of the adversity you had to face, well, before the car then got destroyed?
Passing was hard all night long. Those guys up front really know what they're doing, so getting runs, getting people to go with you was super hard. So luckily I got up front a few times, was able to lead a few laps. I think got some confidence in the guys around me to trust me, and then when Gitter, Delaney, and them got in front of me, we were setting some fast laps, so that helped out a lot. And unfortunately, yeah, got turned coming off 2 there. Got 7.5 minutes of damage, fixed a little bit there, and then the seas parted ways and was able to drive right through that wreck.
So what's your approach the rest of the way here when it comes to the season, knowing, Martinsville and Phoenix to close out 2 short tracks?
I'm just here having fun. I'm not really in the points or anything, so we're just having fun, trying to get a win before the end of the season. But these guys are real good, so I'm not sure about that, but maybe a few more top 5s.
Any shout out you'd like to give here tonight?
Got to give a shout out to Team Watson Racing Setups. They put a fast one out there. Beast Mode Performance. All those guys. Paul, come to the wire with him for 3rd. Thomas, great group of guys. Got to thank Barry Sanders for this breast cancer awareness paint scheme, and then you guys for this broadcast.
Congratulations on the run here tonight.
Thank you.
Once again, Chris Davis rounds of the top 3 interviews here tonight. Like thanking everyone in the top 3 for speaking with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. We go racing at a paper clip next time out. Kirk, the deciders in the Championship 4. Your thoughts about this one, as that cut line, it's going to get interesting how things shape up here in the end.
Absolutely. Ewan is going to be covering for me next week at Martinsville. I'm going to be visiting family, so I won't be there, unfortunately. But I can tell you right now, that race is going to be the most anxious race out of the entire year for some of these guys. I'm looking here at the point standings right now, and I can tell you for a fact that Andrew Dyson is only 29 points to the cut line, so he's still pretty good, but, not completely locked in yet. Jonathan Delaney is 5 points to the good. Lucas Hoitzma is a single point to the good. Matt DeCiani is 1 point out. Paul Hill is 5 points out, and Clayton Hoffman is 29 points out, with Adam Benefiel needing to win at Martinsville in order to advance to the Final 4. So that's the current points that I have here based off the message I was sent from Bobby Anderson. It is going to be a wild one. Be sure to tune in October 25th, 8:25 p.m. to watch one hell of a show.
It's going to be an interesting night once again for the paper clip. But on that note, it's time to say goodbye for tonight's coverage. Once again, thank you for tuning in for tonight's coverage of the FLCC. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Kirk Mills. DJ Lyon was producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action, and we hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.